Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another rendition of Delete Laws. What's going on out there in the land of the unfree, America? We're like we're like a we're like a third world dictator country. That's what we're like here, isn't it? You walk outside and you, you can be arrested for absolutely anything. It doesn't really matter. Do me a favor, everybody, hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Just real fast. I'll just wait 1 second. I got Avery in the room. I got Basil. Good to see everybody today. Citizen Broadcast Cooperative. Oh, Mingo Wingo still dealing with that Pennsylvania pig Scott Price, huh? Nice to see you, Lezo TVO. What is going on, my friend? Kimono Yama. Love you too, brother. What's going on, Basil? Did everybody hit the like button? And then do me a favor. Write down right here in the comment section OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. We got Chevy and V Boyer in the room. What's going on, Mr. Bones, Northeast Colorado cop block? Mr. Bones, Mingo Wingo. Man, good room today. What is going on? All right. This video right here, this video has so many telling things about it that happen, and we're going to get into it. This video has so many telling things. I'm going to show you so many things here that well, let's get right into this bad chicken. Let me turn this bad chicken up to the volume loud.
So I'm the passenger in the vehicle, and you're asking for my license?
I'm asking for your license, yes.
And I'm the passenger in the vehicle?
Yes.
Because, I'm sorry, why again?
She said something came up.
Okay.
No, so you said something.
Okay. So can the copper ask the passenger of the vehicle for your driver's license? That's the question. And you guys can answer that. Is the cop allowed to say, hey, give me your driver's license if you are the passenger in a car? That's the $1 million question, right? Are they allowed to ask you? Can they say to you, hey, I want your driver's license?
I'm asking for your license, yes.
And I'm the passenger in the vehicle?
Yes.
Because, I'm sorry, why again?
Okay. She's asking for the passenger's driver's license so that she can find a reason to arrest him. Am I wrong about that? She's trying to find a reason why it's okay she can arrest the passenger. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Delete Laws. What's going on? How are you doing today? She wants to arrest the passenger. She wants to get the passenger's identification and look him up and say, you got a warrant out of Washington County. You got a warrant out of Jefferson County. Her goal is to arrest somebody today. That's her goal. Like it or not, she gets bonuses and accolades and promotions. They have pizza parties and popcorn parties. And then at the end of the month, they do they no longer call it a quota. Now they're going to do an evaluation. They're going to do a review. They're going to fill out your form to see if you get the promotion. And they're going to say, Tina, Scott Johnson, he got 300 arrests this month. And Tina, you only got 80. And so, it's a performance evaluation. There's no quotas at this department, Tina. But Scott Johnson got 300 arrests, Tina, and you only got 80. So when that jackboot thug pig asks you for a copy of your identification, you should, as the passenger, pull out your non-driver cop card. And right there on the cop card, you see where it says cop demands ID, says that he has reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime. So what you're going to do is in the yellow, you say, while you're filming, you say, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No ID is required. Hibble versus Nevada that says even with reasonable articulable suspicion and in a stop and ID state, citizen must state how they ID. Do not give ID without probable cause. That's how valuable this non-driver cop card is to you, because you could show this to the piggy and then you back that up with your camera right in their face. You give them, oh, you want my identification? Hold on. Here, take a look at this, Ossifer. And then they read it and you say, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent now. And that's how you do it. But you see how telling it is? Look how offended this person is that this jack boot thug pig, put in the comment section, JBTP, jack boot thug pig. Look how offended this person is that this pig asked for ID.
Passenger in the vehicle, and you're asking for my license,
I'm asking for your license, yes.
and I'm the passenger in the vehicle?
Yes.
Because I'm sorry, why again?
Why is she asking for ID? Because she wants to find a reason to arrest him. She has not morphed out of her human form yet. She could morph into her demon form as soon as she runs his ID and says, you know what? You got a warrant. You got a warrant, bro. You got a warrant out of Fuller County. Can you step out of the car and put your hands behind your back? And she goes home every day and thinks she's a good person. Harvey here, she thinks she's a wonderful human being. She thinks she's doing the Lord's work. She literally believes she's good.
And she said something came up.
What'd you say?
No, so you said something came up, you said.
Yes, something came up. I need to check something. Are you refusing?
Yes, I am, because I'm not the driver, so I'm confused.
Oh, did you see the attitude? Watch. She's asking you for ID. You have no lawful reason to give her your identification. And look at the tood this little pigtail has. Look at the tood pigtail has.
Are you refusing?
Are you refusing? Do you see that? If you're uneducated, if you don't know, if your family and friends have not taught you, then when she says, are you refusing? You might get intimidated and say, what do you mean? Am I refusing? Look at the look in this demon's eyes and look at the way she says it.
Something came up, you said.
Yes, something came up. I need to check something.
Something came up. I need to check something. Well, in the next video you're going to see, they're going to say that something came up and he's got a warrant. And what happens to you if you have a warrant?
Are you refusing?
Are you refusing? Do you see that? Something came up. I need to see your ID. Are you refusing to give me your ID? If you didn't watch Delete Laws, you would think to yourself, oh man, I have to do it. I have to give this chick my ID. And no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't, bad chicken. No, you don't. You don't give a pig your ID unless there's probable cause to arrest you. Do you understand? Probable cause is when you have broken the law. And then at that point, you have to give ID so they can arrest you and charge you with crimes. But if you have not broken the law, you do not give that pig your identification. And why is that? Because your ID may come back, oh, you're Jose DeCastro? Yes, I am. That's my legal name, ma'am. Oh, you know what? There's a Jose DeCastro here. We have a warrant out for his arrest. Are you the same? Have you ever lived at this address? And now she's trying to get you to confirm that she's trying to get you to confirm that she could take you to the dungeon and you were the one who lived at 123 Sycamore Street. If you confirm that, then you're going to the dungeon. If she says, I'm not sure, is this the same Jose DeCastro? Have you ever lived at 123 Sycamore Street? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Number 4, right there. I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No ID is required. And this, it's like a credit card. Goes right in your wallet. You only pull out the yellow and black cards when a jackboot thug pig is standing in front of you, looking like a demon. Looking like a demon. Look at her. Look at her. Let me see some ID. Something came up. Are you refusing? Look at her. Look at her face. Look at her. She wants to drag you off to a dungeon. That's her goal. And look at her when she's so disappointed. Are you refusing? Look at her, bro. I'm just saying.
I'm asking for your license, yes.
And I'm the passenger in the vehicle?
Yes.
Because I'm sorry, why again?
And she said something came up.
What'd you say?
No, so you said something came up, you said.
And now the guy sitting next to him is justifying what she said, and she's a demon.
Something came up. I need to check something.
What do you need to check on something? What's the something you need to check on? I need to check if I could take you to the dungeon.
Are you refusing?
Are you refusing? You see her challenging. You tell all your friends and family what you learned here. You don't have to answer a damn. Are you refusing? I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Not yes or no. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And this driver should have his trifold in his hand with his camera. Someone is filming, so I'm proud of them on that part.
Yes, I am, because I'm not the driver. So
Don't answer a damn question. Now, here's the reason I made the video. Ready for this? Watch this demon switch here.
confused. How you doing, man?
Oh, another piggy. Another piggy's at the window. And what's this piggy trying to do?
How you doing?
Yeah. So so he got pulled over for tinted windows, right? Oh, don't scream too loud, Dre.
I have a family just like you have a
So
family.
he got pulled
We're
over for
coming here
tinted
to visit
windows.
my son, which I explained to you.
Your
with all due
officer
respect,
told
that
me,
we have an
she came to the
appointment.
passenger
The
door
system
and
is
said,
to watch-
give me your ID. I need your ID and your license, your
Meanwhile,
identification.
Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. You're explaining to one pig the tactics that the other pig was using. When this pig has the same tactics, this pig is thinking the exact same thing. The other pig is thinking. She came up with the, you got an ID? Something came up. I need to see some identification from you. Are you refusing? How does this cop come up? Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing? You doing okay? Everything okay? And then he starts to sing like a canary. What's the difference between the good cop and the bad cop? There's no difference. Their goal is to separate you. So then they can ask the driver, hey, where are you heading? He says, oh, we're heading to my mom's house. And then they ask the passenger, where are you heading? We're heading to my grandma's house. It's the same person. The driver's mother, the passenger's grandmother. But the two piggies say, well, he told me he was going to his grandma's house. Well, he said he was going to his mom's house. Those are conflicting stories. Do you see how easy it happens? Grandmother, mother, they're two different people. They must be going to see, he said he was going to his grandma's. He said he was going to his mom's. Can you turn around, put your hands behind your back? I'm going to put you in torture cuffs for your safety and mine. Don't trust these pigs.
I said, why? He told me, she came to the passenger door.
Why are you talking to this dude? Why are you talking to him? You see that look? Look, he's concerned. He's got a little line down. I'm just concerned about what's going on in here is all. I'm just concerned. He hasn't morphed into his demon form yet.
Door and said, give me your ID. I need your ID and your license, your identification. I said, why? She said, all of a sudden something came up. What does that mean?
Okay, so I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not going to tell you a story. Obviously,
This video, I watched it and I just thought to myself, this video is the gift that just keeps on giving. Ready? Let's listen to this again together. Let's watch this together. And then we're okay, ready.
What does that mean?
okay, so I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
He's going to be 100% honest with you.
I'm not going to tell you a story.
Oh, he's not going to tell you any stories. Put a 1 in the chat if he's lying. You're lying. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and I'm not going to tell you any stories. So I'm going to lie to you, and I'm going to tell you a story. That's what he just said. Put a 1 in the chat if that's true. He has the right to lie to you. And before there was the camera phone, it was perfectly fine. Cops could lie to people all the time, and they weren't caught on camera lying to people, so it didn't erode the trust in the pig shacks. But now we all see it. We see you're lying, bro. I caught you lying on camera the other day. You said you weren't going to tell me a story, and you were going to be 100% honest. Come to find out, jackboot thug pig, that's exactly what you did. You tried to manipulate me. You thought I was my cousin Ray. I'm not Ray, but you thought I was Ray, so you tried to manipulate me, to arrest me, to put me in a dungeon where I have to charge a bounty. I have to pay a bounty to get my body out of the dungeon. I have to pay a bounty for my car to get out of the dungeon. Then I have to pay a bunch of fines and fees from the tickets you gave me. And what did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? What'd you do wrong? You talked! You invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent immediately. Put it in the chat right now. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And if you don't, you don't have to be like me. I'm not nice to cops. You can do it kindly. You can say, respectfully, pig, I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Can you please respect my rights, Officer Pig?
Obviously, I wasn't here when the issue got pulled off.
Dre, you loud. Don't be too loud.
The reason why I got called to the scene is because your father. This is your father.
It's my uncle.
Your uncle.
Why are you telling him who your family members are?
Obviously, I wasn't here when the issue got pulled off.
Dre, you loud. Don't be too loud.
The reason why I got called to the scene is because your father. This is your father.
It's my uncle.
Your uncle. So when my partner ran your uncle's name, right?
Okay. So the reason I got let's break that down. Okay. The reason I got called to the scene is so that we could play this good cop, bad cop game with you, because she's going to play the bad cop and I'm going to play the good cops. And I'm going to try to get you to open up to me and gather information. And now, once I know that's your family member, what we're going to do is we're going to put him in torture cuffs. And we know that you have blood familial ties. So you've known him since you were a baby. And so we know that's going to make your adrenaline and your anxiety spike to the roof. And then we hope that you lose your composure so that we can put you in torture cuffs so we can arrest you too. Are you related to that guy right there? Are you related to that guy right there? Are you related to Satan? Are you related to Satan? Are you? That's what you ask him. Are you related to Satan? Any cop, any question the pig asks you, you flip it around and ask him the same question.
I'm not going to tell you a story.
Come on.
I'm not going to tell you any story.
Obviously, I wasn't here when the issue got pulled off.
Obviously, you weren't.
Dre, you loud. Don't be too loud.
The reason why I got called to the scene is because
The reason you got called to the scene was to play the good cop, to try to gain my trust, to get data from me. And now you guys write down in your logbook, what exactly they write down?
Your father. This is your father.
It's my uncle.
You write down that this is his uncle. They put that down. They data collect all that, and you gave them the information.
Uncle. So when my partner ran your uncle's name, right?
Uh-huh.
Sometimes our computer will give us a generic warrant result.
What? Sometimes our computer will give us a generic warrant result. Generically? I mean, it's just for everybody. It's just generic. It's just a generic warrant result. That's all. Just a generic warrant result. That's all it is. He's lying. Everything he says is a lie. He is telling a story. He didn't get called out because the ID came back and it says a generic warrant result. No. He made it up. He made it up. He's making it up so you trust him. He's making it up so he seems like he's a good guy. He's not a good guy. He signed up to arrest people. I signed up to help people. How many people have you helped? Well, I've helped. There was that old lady one time fell down in 1983. Jack Booth, Thug Pig.
The name is similar in the computer system. So when she initially ran his driver's license, she got a hit saying that he's a wanted person by the New York City Police Department. So I came over, I looked at her computer screen, verified it's not the same person. The name is very similar, but the date.
What does that have to do with the past?
Okay, so listen to this BS cop logic. Listen to this bucket of crud. Listen to this bucket of crud. Now, I'm saying that nicely. You know that. So, and his name's Wizook.
Will give us a generic warrant result.
So your computer gives a generic warrant result based on two names being similar? Then you got a shitty computer and it's a shitty system.
Name is similar in the computer system.
So the name is similar in the computer system. And so now you have to come here to decide if you're going to drag my uncle off to a dungeon. Look at the look on his face. Let me take a look at him. He's lying. He's almost morphed into the demon that he is inside.
So when she initially ran his driver's license,
she got a hit. Oh, so have you ever been fishing before? Put a 1 in the chat if you ever been fishing. You ever been fishing? Ever been fishing before? I want to keep it rated PG. If you've been fishing before, you know, you say, "Oh, I got a hit." fish on, fish on. I got a fish on here. He's saying, we ran the warrant. We got a hit. For him, yeah. Woohoo! 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 Woo! I hope he doesn't want to put his hands behind his back. Woohoo! Woo! 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 Woohoo! Fish on! I got a hit. It came back and it got a hit. Can you step out of the car, please? I'm just going to put you in torture cuffs for your safety and mine. He got a hit. He got a hit.
So when she initially ran his driver's license, she got a hit. Saying that he's a wanted person.
Oh, that he's a wanted person. What's he wanted for, though? Because she got a hit on her computer?
By the New York City Police Department.
Oh, by the biggest gang. Let me just clue you guys in about something. Did you know that there's no qualified immunity in NYPD? Did you know that? Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that. There's no more qualified immunity at NYPD. Did you know that? And how much change on the street has occurred? How much change on the street has occurred from qualified immunity being abolished from NYPD? How much change? On a scale of 1 to 10, how many things have changed in NYPD? 10 meaning everything's changed. 0 meaning almost nothing or nothing. How much change? I'm just wondering, how much change has happened now that qualified immunity has been abolished from NYPD? 0. 0. The city council still pays out the lawsuits and the cops are still not held accountable, but there's no qualified immunity. How many cops have lost their houses? 0. How many cops have faced jail because there's no qualified immunity in New York City? How many? 0. It is not qualified immunity that is our mutual problem. The problem is I want to get your ID. The problem is I'm suspicious of you. And that is based on what? Terry versus Ohio. You see? Do you see? There's been no qualified immunity for NYPD. How much has changed? Absolutely nothing has changed. Now do you understand? There's no qualified immunity in Connecticut. Anybody from Connecticut? How much has changed? 0. There's no qualified immunity in New Mexico. How much has changed? 0. There's no qualified immunity in Colorado. Have you guys heard of the Loveland Police Department in Colorado? Have you heard of them? Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard of the Loveland Police Department in Colorado. There's no qualified immunity. Been gone for almost 2 years. How much change has happened in Loveland, Colorado? Put the number in the chat. The number is 0. Because on the street, qualified immunity does not affect you and I at all whatsoever. They could still grab you and say they're suspicious, still torture cuff you, still arrest you, still charge you with multiple crimes, still beat you half to death, and nothing has changed. Absolutely nothing.
So I came over, I looked at her computer screen, verified it's not the same person.
Oh, man. Good thing he came over and verified on the computer screen.
Generic warrant result if a name is similar in the computer system. So when she initially ran his driver's license, she got a hit saying that he's a wanted person by the New York City Police Department. So I came over, I looked at her computer screen, verified it's not the same person. The name is very similar, but the data.
What does that have to do with the passenger?
Again, I wasn't here when you initially got pulled over, but look at it from our standpoint.
Your officer is letting me know that you were wrong. You understand that you were wrong, right?
You're allowed to refuse, but I'm allowed to ask your license.
Let's get it.
From our standpoint.
From our standpoint, and look how quickly he turns the camera and goes right back to the other pig, and it's like, hey.
In person. The name is very similar, but the data.
What does that have to do?
So let's just talk about that for example. Why do you have to call in another pig to read the computer? Can't one pig read? Can't one pig read the computer? I mean, I hold like it's my phone. I mean, can't one piggy read it? This name is Alfonso Johnson, and this name is Alfonso. Oh, one is spelled with a P, one is spelled with an F. ALPHALF. Alfonso. Man, these, the warrants for the PH Alfonso, but I have a warrant. I have an Alfonso with an F here, but the warrants for a PH. So Alfonso, A-L-P-H, Alfonso, A-L-F, Alfonso. Names are different, but I want to arrest him. Let me call another piggy. Hey, another piggy, can you come over here and verify something for me? It says PH on the computer, but I got an Alfonso with an F. Can I arrest him anyway? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Put a one in the chat if I'm not wrong. I am not wrong. She was looking to arrest him. She called another pig over and said, it's two different spellings. She needed another pig to tell her, yeah, those are two different letters. Because it takes her away from her goal. Her goal is to arrest you, baby. Her goal is to arrest you. His goal is to arrest you. This is a system that we allowed to perpetuate. So now watch how quickly the passenger turns the camera to the other.
With the passenger.
Again, I wasn't here.
Now he absolves himself of any responsibility. Look, oh, there he is. He's morphing. He's morphing into demon. I mean, because let me just tell you something. The reason why I say that, and if any of you jackboot thug pigs are watching this, the reason why I say that to you pigs, about you pigs, is because it takes a demon to tell another person, I'm gonna torture you here real quick. Turn around. Let me put these torture cuffs on you real quick. Just turn around for me. Bend over. It takes a demon to do it. I could not do that to any of you. I could not put any of you in torture cuffs. It literally would break my heart to put you in torture cuffs. And to be perfectly honest with you, I would not do it. I simply would not do it. I would not put you in torture cuffs. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. I'd feel so terrible for what I did.
Name is very similar, but the data.
What does that have to do with the passenger?
Again, I wasn't here when you initially got pulled over, but look at it from our standpoint.
Look at it from our standpoint. See that?
I wasn't here when you initially got pulled over, but look at it from our standpoint.
I told you, man, this video, I watched it. It's the gift that keeps on giving. He wants you to understand his position. Look at it from our standpoint. Okay, let's look at it from your standpoint. What are you doing here? Why are you questioning me as the passenger? I mean, tell me, you tell me, why is he questioning the passenger? Why is he asking the passenger for ID? He wasn't there when it happened, but he knows that she asked the passenger for ID. Why is that happening? How come that's happening? What's the goal? Why ask the passenger for identification? What is their mutual goal? To arrest the passenger. I don't know. I wasn't here at the initial. You know the procedures, policies, and protocols.
I wasn't here when you initially very similar, but the data.
What does that have to do with the passenger?
Again, I wasn't here when you initially got pulled over, but look at it from our standpoint.
I'm looking at it from your standpoint, and I'm talking to thousands of people. And I'm telling the people from their standpoint, they're trying to arrest him. They're questioning the passenger so that they can arrest the passenger. They're trying to get the passenger's ID so they can arrest the passenger. They're trying to arrest somebody and take them to a dungeon, an absolute dungeon. Do not cooperate with these pigs. Don't do it. It's not going to do you any good. If they're going to arrest you, they're going to arrest you. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, they're going to arrest you, no matter how you slice it.
Your officer is letting me know that you were wrong. You understand that you were wrong, right?
You're allowed to refuse, but I'm allowed to ask your license. You're allowed to refuse.
But you know your officer explained that you were wrong. You understand that, or you don't?
Well, I'm not wrong. I'm allowed to ask your license, and you're allowed to refuse.
You're right. Have a good day. So.
Okay, before you guys came to delete laws, though, before I, oh, right on, you got your Team DLZ hoodie on? Awesome, brother. So before you guys came to delete laws, before I gave away thousands of these cop cards, I sell them for $10 on delete laws. But before I had these in everybody's wallets, and now thousands of people now have these, literally thousands of people. Before people came here, they used to think as the passenger, and she even says, "Are you refusing?" And she gave him that look. You absolutely have got to invoke your rights, your Fifth Amendment right, your First Amendment right. And look how entitled she is. So if there's a law on the books, there's a cop ready to enforce it. And listen to how she knows the rules so well? And why does she know the rules so well? Because she got to follow certain rules to make sure she can arrest you properly. So she doesn't get a complaint on her jacket. She doesn't want anything in her folder. Because later it comes out after she beats, maims, kills, or rapes somebody, then it comes out she had 47 complaints on her record. That's what you get, the complaint on their jacket, and then it stays there forever. It's not going to matter unless she kills somebody. Unless she kills somebody. I wore my sweatshirt to the sheriff's office to get my carry conceal permit. Yeah, Brandy. Hell yeah. She's talking about this hoodie right here. We don't stop. We don't stop, mofo. Right in the comment section and listen to this lying pig.
You're allowed to refuse, but I'm allowed to ask for your license. You're allowed to refuse.
But you know your officer explained that you were wrong. You understand that or you don't?
Well,
I'm not wrong. I'm allowed to ask for your license, and you're allowed to refuse.
You're right. Have a good day. So we're done here?
yeah, we're done. Yeah,
Thank you.
You're only done there because you didn't give her your identification. Now, remember what they said initially, that they ran Alfonso's ID and it came back with a similar name. I needed to call another pig to tell me you can't arrest him. So now let's just say something. What if they ran his ID?
And that or you don't?
Well,
I'm not wrong. I'm allowed to ask for your license, and you're allowed to refuse.
Okay. But what if he hadn't refused and he had given his identification? And then the same problem with Alfonso happens with Brian. What if it's spelled Bryan and they got a warrant for Brian? It's Brian Johnson, but the spellings are so close. And then they say, I got a warrant here for Brian Johnson, and you freak out. And you're like, I don't have any warrants. And they're like, you know what? He's out of control. Let's put him in torture cuffs. They want to arrest you. They want to arrest you. Their goal is to arrest you. They're planning on arresting you. I can't say it enough times. They're trying to arrest you. That's an absolute fact. I'm going to watch 10 seconds of this. I'm going to watch it without saying a word. And I want you to see how smooth it is. Look at how smoothly they transition from person to person, from person to person. They play good cop, bad cop so perfectly. These two been practicing this. I'm going to come up. I'm going to be a real bitch. And then you come up and like, yo, I don't know what's going on here, but I just want to help you out. Okay. And then I'm going to come back like, hey, we got it. And then I'll step out and you be like, hey, listen, I don't know what she's upset about, but apparently, we got to make sure. So which of the two cops can you trust? Which of the two cops do you trust? Which one is it? Can you tell me? Do you trust cop number 1 or cop number 2? Put it in the comment section. Which one of the two do you trust? Do you trust number 1 or do you trust number 2? Which one do you trust? I'm just curious. Which one would you trust? Mr. Bones. Chevy's in the chat. Which one of those two cops do you trust? Oh, there it is. There it is. I didn't even have to. Jackboot Thug Pigs. 0. You trust no cop. You trust no cop. You don't trust a single cop. Now watch them switch it back and forth.
man?
So I'm the passenger in the vehicle and you're asking for my license?
I'm asking for your license, yes.
And I'm the passenger in the vehicle?
Yes.
Because, I'm sorry, why again?
And she said something came up.
What'd you say?
No, so you said something came up, you said.
Yes, something came up. I need to check something. Are you refusing?
Yes, I am, because I'm not the driver, so I'm confused. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Yeah. So he got pulled over for tinted windows, right? Oh, don't spin too loud, Dre.
I have a family just like you have a
So
family.
he got pulled over for
We're coming
tinted
here to visit
windows.
my son, which I explained to you.
Your
with all due
officer
respect,
told
that
me
we have an
she came to the
appointment.
passenger
system
door
here
and said,
to watch-
give me your ID.
Real
I
hard.
need your
That's
ID
why
and your license, your
you check
identification.
my license, you check
I
my
said,
registration.
why?
She
said, all of a sudden, something came up. What does that mean?
Right, so I'm
So
going to be
you had to go
100%
back
honest
up
with you.
for
I'm
a tinted
not
window?
going to tell you a story.
Come on,
Obviously, I wasn't here when you
Officer
initially got pulled
Harvey.
over.
Dre, you loud. Don't be too loud.
The reason why I got called to the scene is
Yeah.
because your father, this is your father,
It's my uncle.
your uncle. So when my partner ran your uncle's name,
No
right?
problem.
Sometimes our computer will give us a
You
generic
made my day,
warrant
Officer Harley,
result
because
if
you know I
the
have
name
to
is
come through
similar
my
in
son.
the
I
computer
explained that
system.
to you.
So when she initially ran his driver's license, she got a
And I
hit
seen you.
saying
You
that
were
he's a
pulled on the
wanted
side. So that
person
means that
by the New
all
York
the
City
time,
Police
no
Department.
cars came
So
through.
I
It
came
was
over,
only
I looked at her
mine.
computer screen,
Come on,
verified
that
it's not the
doesn't
same
make sense
person.
at all.
The name is very similar, but the date of
What
birth
does that have to do with the passenger?
I know.
Again, I wasn't
I know, but
here
I'm not the only
when
car
you
that
initially
rode
got
down
pulled
this
over,
road.
but
I'm pretty
look at it
sure.
from
I'm
our
pretty sure
standpoint.
that.
Your officer is letting me know that you were wrong. You understand that you were wrong, right?
I'm allowed to, you're allowed to refuse, but I'm allowed to ask for your license. You're allowed to refuse.
But you know your officer explained that you were wrong. You understand?
Look at her. Look at her. She wants to arrest you, bruh.
Understand that, or you don't?
Well,
I'm not wrong. I'm allowed to ask
Okay.
for your license, and you're allowed to refuse.
You're right. Have a
This is
good
what I'm
day.
sure he explained.
So we're done here.
Which is what I'm sure he explained. There's so many tells in this video.
Okay.
Your license, and you're allowed to refuse.
You're right. Have a
This is
good
what I'm
day.
sure he explained.
Is what I'm sure he explained. He justified my actions. I'm a jackboot thug pig, and he justified me.
So we're done here.
yeah, we're done. Yes,
Thank
we're
you.
done.
So we're done here. Okay. So there it is. So there it is. Today's super special. If you buy one trifold, you can either have another trifold for free, or you can have a pair of the Fifth Amendment cop cards. I don't know which one you want. You want one of them. I sell these cards on deletelaws.com for $10 a piece. That's how much I sell them for. But they're also made of a credit card material. They're just like a credit card. And this is a driver card and a non-driver card. So today's special will be, if you order one trifold, these cost $20, these cost $10 on deletelaws.com. If you buy one of these, I'll give you two. If you put in the notes section, I want another trifold. If you put in the notes section, I want those 5A cop cards, then I'll give you the 5A cop cards for free. You have to decide which one you want. Do you want another trifold for your other car, for your daughter, for your son, where you follow step by step? Or do you want a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards? And just so you guys know, I read what you write in the notes when you purchase anything from my store. I read everything. I read all emails. I get troll emails that say stupid shit. I just delete it. I get, you're such a delete. A troll will send me a fucking 15 paragraph letter. I realized they spent like 30 minutes writing this letter. And then it starts off with, you are such a, and then I just delete it. You wasted all that time. I'm taking up so much rent in your head. And what am I doing? I'm teaching people how to invoke their rights, and you don't like it. What's wrong with you, bro? What's wrong with you? Why don't you want people to know their rights? How come you don't want that? Why don't you want people to know your rights? So I got a video from you out of Lexington, Kentucky. And as you guys know, I was up there in Kentucky. And this is the typical kind of behavior that those jackboot thug pigs exhibit up there in Kentucky. This is atrocious. This is absolutely atrocious. Officer, sir, you are not going to talk to my chief like that, sir. Not going to happen. I guess, I mean, these jackboot thug pigs have never met me. You're not going to talk to my chief that way? You haven't heard the way we haven't met yet. You did? Leon ran home from the grocery store to catch the live. Then everybody do me a favor, hit the like button with Leon. Everybody say hello to Leon Wade. What is going on, Leon Wade? How is Leon? What's going on? How are you? Leon ran home to to catch the live stream. Everybody say hello to Leon. Thank you for coming, Leon. Now, watch this cop completely and utterly lose his shit for words. And what does it say? What does it say on your driver card right here? On the driver card, this cop's losing his shit for what someone said to him, for what somebody said. I love that picture. Hot pants. I love that picture. Number five on the Fifth Amendment cop card. Number 6, I'm sorry. Cop says he's, I got the wrong one. I'm so sorry. This is the non-driver card. There it is. It's number 5 on the non-driver card. And it says, you tell the cop off using vulgar language. Cop says he's going to charge you with this or with that. While filming, state, my right to free speech is protected by the First Amendment. First Amendment's upheld by the 1971 case of Cohen versus California. Cop loses qualified immunity for arresting you. Now, how do you do that? When you tell the cop, hey, listen, why don't you drop down on your knees and blow me, bro? And then the cop says, oh, get out of the car. You're under arrest. You say, real quick, let me just read my cop card to you here. This says right here, while filming, state, my right to free speech is protected by the First Amendment. I'm reading you the cop card. And then it says right here, I invoke my First Amendment right. The First Amendment's upheld by the 1971 case of Cohen versus California. It says here that the cop loses qualified immunity for arresting you. Do you want to read it? Do you want to read it, pig? Do you want to read it? You can read it yourself. The law is in the navy blue. So now when we go to court, you can't say that you didn't know why you were arresting, that you were violating one of my rights. It says right here, Fifth Amendment's unequivocal. Number right here, number, I keep on messing up the wrong side. You tell the cop off, First Amendment right there. You see where I'm looking right down here? You see where I'm looking right here? Right there on this line right here. First Amendment, 1971, Cohen versus California, cop loses qualified immunity for arresting you. That's what it says on the card, piggy. Are you offended? Are you offended? You okay? You need some water? You need to get a drink of water? Come back? You can calm down a little bit, piggy. You look stressed, bro. Jackboot thug pigs. Listen to this, pig.
You can get the out of my face. I don't give a who you are. Okay? This is my county, too.
The sheriff, you need to back
This is my county?
up out of my face, sir. You have no authority.
You're not going to tell me what to do, my. You're not going to get in my sheriff's face. Just like you told me.
This all took place in Lexington on Tuesday. The sheriff and his deputies responding to a standoff call there. Well, the police department claims they knew nothing about it. An officer pulls over the sheriff, and things only escalate from there.
Hello.
This is body camera video from a Lexington police officer. That officer just pulled over this black SUV, driven by Cleveland County Sheriff Chris Amison.
Amison, I'm going to SWAT call.
Okay, sir, this video, could you do an 85 and a 55?
I was going
where?
call out.
Where we going?
SWAT call out right over here.
The officer says he isn't aware of any barricaded suspect in the city.
Here in Lexington? Yeah. We have an armed person we don't know about. All right, I'll call our chief and let him know.
According to the sheriff's office, a bondsman made multiple requests to Lexington police for assistance arresting a former Tulsa police officer, D'Angelo Reyes. They wanted backup because they believed he had multiple guns. This is their call for help to Cleveland County.
We foresee having problems with them.
Okay.
Lexington's busy. They won't help. They just told us to go make contact at the house, but this guy has 3 guns.
Reyes is charged with first-degree rape and forcible sodomy in 2 separate incidents that happened while he was an officer. Here's body camera video Tulsa police released of one of the alleged incidents.
You're sexy. Is that unprofessional of me? I don't know. I'm sorry.
Reyes is currently wanted after he didn't show up to a court hearing last month.
Back to the body cam, the Lexington officer lets the sheriff go and follows him to the staging area where multiple deputies are located. As they get there, so does Lexington police.
Take a look. So take a look. I want to show you something here. Take a look. Look at that. A dozen? How many are there? A dozen? 2 dozen? How many pigs are there? Can anybody tell me how many pigs are there? How many pigs are right there? How many do you see? I see. I mean, I got just like 12 just here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, at least a dozen, maybe 20 cops are there. For what? You got one guy. You got one guy. So that means that the bulk of the pigs in that area, instead of being peace officers protecting and serving the community, they're more concerned about getting in on attacking the guy who they're going to gang attack. That they're more concerned about getting their punches in, because we saw it with the Tyree Nichols video. The cops come in and want to kick him in the head. One comes running up and kicks him in the head. Right? We've seen it. Chris Alderson said, G.I. Joe losers. You're so spot on, Chris. You're so spot on. These pigs.
Police Chief Ronnie Johnson, seen in the vest and cowboy hat. Chief Johnson,
I'm sorry, what was his words exactly?
cowboy hat.
Does somebody want to tell me what the F is going on? Well, you got 20 cops standing around on payroll, and there's only one person, and you already have them completely taken care of.
Chief Johnson confronts a Cleveland County deputy.
We realize that I'd like to know what's going on in my own damn city. We would have notified you, sir. We would have? Yeah. Well, hold on. I've been at the city. I've been down there.
Do you realize I'd like to know what's going on in my own damn city? We would have notified you, sir. We would have. I've been down at PD all god dang day. I mean, that's so this is a who has a bigger sausage. My sausage is bigger than you. This is my gosh darn city. My sausage is this big. Oh yeah, well, I tell you what, my sausage is this big. We gave you warning we were coming to your city. And for some reason, on a cop talking like this, it just is so annoying. Just the most annoying jackboot thug pig sound isn't the it's when they talk like that. It's the most ignorant and annoying sound ever. Now, it's funny because when you hear a woman talk that way, it's kind of sexy. But when you hear a jackboot thug pig talk that way, it's absolutely disgusting.
A sheriff's office lieutenant tries to explain the situation to the chief.
Okay, a sheriff's office lieutenant tries to explain the situation to the chief. So can someone tell me and answer me for me? Which one's got more power? Which one's got more power? Is it the lieutenant or is it the sheriff? The lieutenant of the sheriff?
A sheriff's office lieutenant tries to explain the situation to the chief.
So you got a lieutenant from the sheriff's office talking to a chief, and my testicles are bigger than your testicles. No, my testicles are bigger than your testicles. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about how large my testicles are. Well, you know, I'm a lieutenant. My testicles are really big. Well, I'm a chief, so my testicles are even bigger. I'm sorry. Am I wrong, though? Am I incorrect? Put a 1 in the chat if that's true. If this is a big sausage contest, my sausage is bigger than your sausage. These guys are just pigs, bro.
He was notified, they refused to respond because of how it was.
Okay, so the deputy, the lieutenant, remember this is a lieutenant, don't just call him a deputy. According to the call, it says Lexington was notified and they refused to respond. Chief, okay, I don't know who the hell said that. And the deputy says, first of all, sir, I know you're the chief, but you aren't going to talk to me that way. I'm just saying what the call. I don't appreciate all that's going on and no one notifying me of a damn thing about it.
Okay, I don't know who the said that. First of all, sir, I know you're the chief. I'm just telling you, I don't appreciate all of this going on and nobody notified me a damn thing about it.
That's when the Cleveland County deputy walks away. But the Lexington officer wearing the body camera isn't done.
You're not going to talk about chief like that, sir. That's
You aren't going to talk to my chief like that, sir. It's not going to happen. You can get the F out of my face. I don't give a who you are. Deputy says, back up, back up. And then lieutenant says, this is my country too.
It's not going to happen.
You can get the out of my face. I don't give a who you are. Okay? This is my county too.
Sheriff Amoson
Okay, how many? Who's DLZ faithful? Who's a member of Team DLZ and has been here with me for months or years? How many of you guys are Team DLZ? Put a 1 in the chat if you're Team DLZ, or just put Team DLZ. Okay, so then you know if you're here and you haven't been here before, a lot of these folks know what I'm going to say right now. It's a gang, and within the gang there are factions. Now, it doesn't really matter how high you rank in the gang, because if you're the colonel or the commander, depending on the sheriff's team or the cop team, right? Because they have city cops and borough cops and district cops. It doesn't matter. There's lots of different gangs. They just give them municipality cops, borough cops, district cops, city cops, school cops. They're all the same. It's a gang. And so within the gang, there are rankings. And so you're seeing that play out now. This gang is taking on this gang, and within each gang, there's levels. So one gang member walks up to another gang member and says, hey, I got a bigger sausage. And he says, oh, my sausage is larger. And then they separate. And then one of the junior piglets sees that and goes, oh, he talked to the sow that way. he talked to the big kahuna that way. So now he's going to go over and he's going to go, you ain't going to talk to my chief that way. Let's go back and listen to the words. Let's go back and just listen to the words.
But the Lexington officer wearing the body camera isn't done.
You're not going to talk about chief like that, sir. That's not.
So you aren't going to talk to my chief like that, sir. That's not going to happen. Well, didn't it just happen? Didn't it just happen? I mean, it did just happen, right, Glenn? Glenn Burchett, right there here, the Blue Line Gang. Didn't we just see that happen? He just did talk to him that way, didn't he? Didn't he? Unisex, one finger gang. He just talked to him that way. And so now it's a gang off. And this is how pigs get fired. This is how pigs get charged with crimes. Because within the two gangs, the leaders of the gang will meet and say, well, you're going to have to sacrifice one of yours now. And then they pick one, or the one who's just causes too many problems for them and doesn't toe the thin blue line enough. And those are the pigs we see get arrested. Those are the pigs we see who get jumped because they don't send backup out because they're trying to get rid of that pig. Those are the pigs where all the pigs get up and they go, Officer Crowley was really a bad guy. And they all get in line and they all say, Crowley was so bad. He was so bad. That's this gang saying that the gang member of this gang, they're saying that guy over there, he's terrible. And all of them are saying it. You go to his gang and no one's saying a damn thing, but you only need one or two sound bites from a sheriff or from a city chief. And then that's how you get rid of a pig. That's how you get rid of a pig. That's how the pigs get rid of each other. We don't get rid of the pigs. You make a complaint on a pig, right? It goes nowhere. Unless, of course, they've had one of these moments and they want to get rid of that pig.
You can get the out of my face. I don't give a who you are. Okay? This is my county, too.
Sheriff Amison tries to step in.
Sheriff, you need to back up out of my face, sir. You have no authority.
You're not going to tell me what to do. You're not going to get in my sheriff's face, just like you told me.
The sheriff threatens to arrest the officer, and Chief Johnson pulls his officer away.
Both of you need to back off. This is our operation. This is our county. Understand?
Oh, yeah. Perfectly clear. Perfectly clear.
Well, the sheriff's office in a statement tells KOCO an investigation is underway. And by the way, the suspect in this standoff was not arrested.
I think it was notified, they refused to respond.
So all that big sausage contest, back and forth and back and forth. They talked about how the guy had been accused of RAPE and all that. And then you had 20 cops there and no arrest, no nothing. They're just wasting our money and our time. They're having a gang off. Well, my gang's got more power than, and my gang. I'm sorry. I'm at the very end of this cold here. I hope, for the love of God, I hope that I am. We're going to take a look at this real quick. I want to show you guys this. Why are so many Americans ignoring the ongoing collapse of democracy in the United States? Because they're too busy sucking that cop stick. They got that cop stick so far up their backside that they're just, I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you have a cop sucker in your family. Why are so many Americans ignoring the downfall of this country? This year's election may be our last chance to push back against the oligarch that the GOP has been constructing for the past 43 years. And in case you guys don't know, what that means is that the richest elites make sure that we're fighting over cultural appropriation. Or right now we're fighting over crumbs because everybody's broke. Everybody, I mean, is that true? We're fighting over crumbs. Nobody's got a dime. Everybody's busted. Everybody's waiting for their next paycheck. And, you know, if you guys need a trifold, don't wait till your next paycheck. Just hit me up and I'll email you one that you can print out yourself. You don't have to wait till payday to get a trifold. If you don't have the money, it's $20 for a trifold. If you don't have the $10 for the 2 cop cards, you shoot me an email and you say, hey, man, can you email me a paper one of those? And then I'll email you a paper one, and then you can print out 20 copies. The words and the literature work exactly the same on a printed copy or on the indestructible paper that I send to you. But don't wait to get your product. Don't wait to get the defense you have. And then the thing is you got to use that phone. You use that phone and you use your trifold. So look, I know there's a struggle going on right now in our country. I get it. But don't wait to get your product from me. Don't be like, I'm going to wait because I don't have any money. Why are you waiting? I don't know why. I'm going to show you one of 2 videos here. One of 2 videos, and the same. It's the same theme. You see what it says?
Holmes. Back in October, Harrisburg police officer Brandon Kovac went to assist another officer in a separate incident. Although he was driving down a one-way street, District Attorney Fran Chardo says it was allowed.
The police are permitted to, there's a statute that allows them to, when they have emergency lights and sirens on, to drive the opposite way and to drive above the speed limit. And the officer was responding to an emergency call from another officer.
The officer.
So if one pig calls and says, I have an emergency call and I need help from another pig, that pig can drive down the road, the one-way street, the wrong way, kill your family. And because another cop had radioed him, it's perfectly justified. There's a code that says police are allowed to drive the wrong way down a one-way street. And so because we wrote that code, and even though your dad's dead, sorry about that. Is the city liable? No. We wrote a code. There's a code written in. There's a code. We wrote a code in. Your dad's dead? Oh, man, that sucks. Really sucks your dad's dead. Sorry to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But we did write a code. There's a code. Well, where was he going in such a hurry? Why did he go down the wrong way down a one-way street? He got a call on the radio. Another officer was in distress. And our lives are far more important than the peons' lives. Us pigs are more important than you. And so the city, the government, we fund the government, we arrest you, we give you tickets, all that money goes in the government. So the local government wrote a code that I can drive the wrong way down a one-way street. Felicia, God bless you. Thank you so much for the support. We don't stop. Type it in the comment section. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. And this is the reason why. Maybe let me just ask you guys. Let me ask you guys. Do you think maybe that code shouldn't be in there? You think maybe pigs shouldn't be able to drive the wrong way down a one-way street? You think that that's just reasonable? It's unreasonable for the pigs to drive the wrong way down a one-way street. It's unreasonable. That's my position here.
Cruiser did hit DeTrail Porter, who was the driver in
Oh shit, D-Trail? It was D-Trail Porter? Black lives don't matter.
Another vehicle, but Chardo says Porter rode through the stop sign.
The other driver went through a stop sign without stopping, and that was the principal cause of the crash.
Chardo mentioned that Porter had a hit.
I'm so sorry here. I'm so sorry.
Incident says Brandon Kovac went to assist another officer in a separate incident, although he was driving down a one-way street.
The cop was driving down a one-way street, and then this cop right here says the cop. Now we just got it from the reporter that the pig was driving down a one-way street the wrong way.
Porter, who was the driver in another vehicle, but Chardo says Porter rode through the stop sign.
The other driver went through a stop sign without stopping, and that was the principal cause of the crash.
No, it was not. That is such a bald-faced lie, pig. You lying pig sucker. You piece of garbage. You trash. So let me put a 1 in the chat for myself here. But have you ever gone and you're driving down the road and you know it's a one-way coming this way? So as you're driving down the road, you're looking over here and you're like, okay, there's nobody coming. It's, there's nobody around. I don't see anybody coming from this way. So I'm just going to kind of stop and go through the stop sign. You don't expect someone to be coming the wrong way and kill you. So the cause of death was because someone was driving the wrong way down a one-way street. The cause of death is not the guy who went through a stop sign when he knew looking this way, nobody could be coming from that way. So I'm just going to look this way and then I'm just going to go through the parking lot. But now this jackboot thug pig here, the county district attorney. Once again, thanks Felicia for the super chat. Let me just, I'm trying to see the Dauphin County District Attorney. Dauphin? Is it Dauphin or Dauphin? Dauphin? Dauphin County District Attorney. There he is. There he is right there.
Chardo mentioned that Porter had a history of reckless driving.
He was driving under suspension. He had a number of prior driving under suspension convictions. And so it did support the charge of accidents involving a driver under suspension who causes a death.
During the investigation,
his license could have been suspended for not paying child support, and then he has to go to work, so he's going to get multiple charges of driving with a suspended license. The makes me sick.
Pennsylvania State Police.
It was clear to us from the investigation that lights and siren were on. That was established from the data from the police vehicle. It was clear from cameras along the route.
Can we see the cameras? Can we take a look at what happened? Can we judge that for ourselves?
And even one of the witnesses from the vehicle struck saw red blues.
According to the district attorney, Porter faces
misdemeanor charges and summary offenses, but he's presumed innocent, and these are just charges.
Porter is in Cumberland County for unrelated traffic offenses. Live in Harrisburg, Gabrielle Thomas, WGAL News 8.
So the cop went the wrong way down a one-way street, and then they justify away everything that happened. They don't mention the cop. All they talk about is how the other guy had a suspended license. Francis T. Chardo, the Dauphin County District Attorney, is elected to a 4-year term, oversees 31 prosecutors and 12 detectives. Police officer from deadly trash. There was no proof of negligence. He was going the wrong way down a one-way street. Friendly fire killed U.S. Marshal during Pennsylvania raid. Deputy Marshal died a hero, said Francis T. Chardo. So one cop kills another cop. I mean, no matter what they do, it's justified. No matter what they do to us, whatever, they can kill each other. As long as they kill. Cops kill people, cops kill each other. You know, we're always talking about gun deaths in America, but yet the police themselves don't keep track. You can read killedbypolice.com. Killed by Police keeps up with how many people. I'll show you. Where's that website at? Did it change to Mapping Police? Is that what it is? Mapping Police Violence? There used to be Killed by Police. Where is that bad chicken? I don't see it anymore. I don't see that Killed by Police anymore. There used to be a Killed by Police. 19-year-old man killed in shooting. Police shot and killed wanted man. Tacoma woman may have been killed for. Oh, Lord. It's just, we're living in an absolute, oh, gosh. These are always my favorite. These are always my favorite ones right here, because I always tell you guys that the canine pigs are the most sick, sadistic pigs there are in all of the copping industry. Jeffrey Ryans is bit by a Salt Lake City police dog. We need to ban dogs. We need to ban dogs. Oh yeah, mofo. Yeah, I mean, are you kidding me, man? I was thinking my hair was perfect, but now that you said that, I quit, everybody. Now that he told me my hair is bad, I should just quit. I'm just gonna give up. I give up all the way now. You know, if you call me a narcissist, that really makes me just want to just give up too. What else? I don't know. I can't remember all the ridiculous things people say, but the narcissist one, man, calling me a narcissist, that really gets me to want to just quit doing what I'm doing. And now that the guy told me my haircut's bad, you know what's the difference between a good haircut and a bad haircut? About 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. So, sorry. I'll get over it, copsucker. I'll try to get over it. I hope I can. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground or you're going to get bit.
The canine handler abuses the dog constantly so that the dog will attack people.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. On the ground.
Okay, so this guy is, I mean, he's not wearing any sleeves. So when the dog starts to bite him, it's going to go really bad for him. The guy's frozen. Fight, flight, or freeze is what your scared response does. So he's completely frozen.
I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground. Why are you biting me? I'm on the ground. Stop.
Wow.
Oh, this guy's out. What the fuck? Good boy. Back right now. Holy shit. Right now.
Man, what a psycho. What a psychopath.
Ow! Good boy. What the fuck? Hit.
He's on the ground. The guy's saying hit, hit, hit.
Good boy. Good boy. Ow! Why are you guys doing this? Ow! Good boy. I'm a fucking ow! Good boy. Why are you biting? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Ow! What the fuck did I do? Ow! She let me in the ow! Good boy.
Why is he putting that dog on him?
Good boy. Ow! What the fuck did I do? Oh my god! Ow!
He's laying on the ground and he's having the dog attack him. The dog's biting on his ankle. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you watching this?
You good, Kevin? Ow! 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 Good. Stop! Ow! Holy shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me do it like this so you guys can read the caption here. Oh my god.
Holy shit! Ow. What the hell? I just get my work clothes. Jesus Christ! Let me fucking get my work clothes. What the fuck? Oh my fucking leg!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. He was barefoot and he had on a tank top. He was totally complying in every way. Wow. Nope. Charlie, come here. Come up here.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground, or you're gonna get bit. On the ground. Get down. On the ground. On the ground. All the way down. On the ground. I'm on the ground. I'm on the ground. Why are you biting me? Good boy. I'm on the ground. Stop. Good boy. Why are you guys out? What the fuck? Good boy. Back right now. Holy shit. Right now. Good boy. What the fuck? Right now. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Ow! Why are you guys doing this? Ow! Good boy. I'm a fucking ow! Good boy. Why are you biting? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Ow! What the fuck did I do? Ow! She let me in the ow! Good boy. Good boy. Ow! What the fuck did I do? Oh my god! Ow! Good boy. You good, Kevin? Ow! Good boy. Ow! Ow! Good. Stop! Ow! Holy shit! Ow! What the hell? Good boy. I just get my work clothes. Jesus Christ! Let me fucking get my work clothes. What the fuck? Oh, my fucking leg! Kilo 851, we need medical for a dog bite. Medical for a dog bite? What? I just get my fucking clothes and go to work.
Wow. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. So let me just take a look at the caption here. Easy, Charlie. Chill out, buddy. Let me look at the cap. Jeffrey Ryans is planning to sue the Salt Lake Police Department after he says they used excessive force when they commanded a police dog to, his name is Jeffrey Ryans, to repeatedly attack him while he was on his knees with his hands in the air. So that's what that says. And this is the Salt Lake City Police Department.
You have reached the non-emergency line for Salt Lake City 911 dispatch. Please do not hang up. We are assisting other callers and will be with you shortly. Ha llegado a la línea que no esté emergente.
Dispatch, Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin. I was calling to talk to the watch commander or the chief or the lieutenant or the major or the commander. Is someone in charge over there, Caitlin?
May I ask who you are and why you would like to speak with them?
I'm a citizen and I'm a concerned citizen, and I want to talk about a video that I just saw. I believe the name of the gentleman who was attacked by the dog, his name was Ryan. That was the guy's name. But I watched the cops sick a dog on a person who was surrendering and giving up. And so
okay.
I want a chance to speak.
I'm going to stop you there. If you have any complaints about our officers,
it's not a
call internal affairs,
this
and I have their phone number for you.
This is not a complaint. This is not a complaint. I'm not.
Okay, well,
it's
our
not a complaint.
officers are busy right now. I can put in a call for a patrol officer to call you, but our lieutenant and watch commander are busy right now.
They're too busy to take a call from the public?
They're on a higher priority call right now.
Higher priority than the public. I mean, and just so you know, I mean.
Okay, so if you're not going to accept my help, I'm going to hang up on you. Bye bye.
Non-emergency dispatch 43I.
Hey, how are you doing today, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I got a situation that I need to speak with the commander, the chief, or the lieutenant, or the corporal, or the major.
Okay. For which city are you looking?
Salt Lake City Police Department.
Okay, so I don't have any of the commanders or the chiefs that are here on Saturday or Sunday. What
Okay.
is it you need exactly? I'll try to get you some
I mean, I'd like to talk with you about it, but this is something I want to talk with them about. No offense to you, of course. I mean, I love you as a human being. Don't think I'm being mean to you. I'm not. I just
Oh, no, that's fine. You
okay.
can call back Monday if you want.
I mean, I'll just talk to anybody who's on shift right now. That's okay.
Okay, I just need to know a little bit about what it's regarding so I can tell them. So just a basic idea.
It's a situation that has to do with a violent attack.
Okay, were you the victim of that?
Violent. No, but I witnessed it, and that's what I want. That's why I don't want to say anything else to you. I want to talk to the.
Can you tell me where that might have happened?
It was in the backyard of this guy's house, I think, and it's on film too. So I want to make sure that
It's on what?
it's on film. I want to make sure that it's on film.
Question is just pretty simple. If you could try to help me with this.
Well, let me just.
Where
I want to send the video in, but I don't want to just. I want to send.
Where did it happen, though? is
In
what I
Salt
need
Lake
to really know.
City. It would be Salt Lake City Police Department. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they need to see this video. That's why I'm calling.
Okay. Do you want to give the video to them in person?
Well, if I talk to someone who's in charge right now, then I'll be happy to get their email address and then I'll email it over to them. But I just want to tell them what I saw before I send the video.
Generally, before anything else happens, they just kind of have to know where. So could you even try to narrow down what street it was? Or anything at all about where it was? So
it was in Salt Lake City. It was in Salt Lake City. I don't have the metadata from the video, so I can't tell you exactly the location, but I know for a fact it's Salt Lake City Police Department that I need to contact here. I know that to be
what's
true.
your phone number and your name? I'll have them call you.
I
mean, I see that you've already called once. It looks like you talked to one of my coworkers.
Yeah,
Do you want to leave that number with me or no?
But they weren't very. I mean, they weren't really helpful. It was kind of like I'm trying to. I'm trying.
Want to give me your phone number?
Yeah, I mean, giving my phone number to the cops. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I have a database, and
you've
then
got a dispatch office, and none of us here are officers, so
Oh,
the officer would
oh.
have to call you back.
Is there another one I can call? Is there a different Salt Lake Police Department I can call where I get through here?
Nope, this is the only one.
So this is the phone number is going to always go through to this right here.
Yep, right to the same office with all of us here.
All right. Okay. Well, then let me tell you what I saw, ma'am, so that you know. Okay. What I just saw on a video. I just saw the cop put an attack dog on.
Holy shit!
Ow.
Can I give you a little audio here so you can hear kind of what happened?
No, that's okay. I understand what you're talking about. It's been in the news. I understand.
Yeah. And the guy's name was Jeffrey Ryans, and Jeffrey Ryans he was submitting. He was laying on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And then
So you're just wanting to make a complaint about how the officers handled
no. I wanted to tell that jackboot thug pig exactly what I thought of him. I want to tell him all that we all see all the same, that you all are murderous demons. That's what I wanted to tell him. But you're a dispatcher. I don't want to tell you that these pigs are disgusting. I wanted to tell the pig himself. I love telling pigs off. I can't stand them. You know what I mean? I don't know why does he have to sue? Why can't the pigs fire the bad pig who did that with the dog? Why does Ryan have to sue? Why can't they fire that pig when we watch the video? Just wondering.
Okay, well, I just really don't even know where to begin with that. If you want to make a complaint, I have to give you a phone number for Monday.
Well, what do you think, though? Okay, cool. What's the number for Monday so I can talk to another pig who's going to transfer me around and say that's above my pay grade, and then they're going to say we can't fire that pig because the union. So I'm just wondering. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you realize that we hate we most of us hate cops. I just want you to know that.
Here's the number.
Okay.
801 799
7. Is this the number of Internal Affairs? 799.
Yeah.
Okay.
3351.
And this is Internal Affairs. From the 4 commissions that I've read that I give out to thousands of people, the commissions all say that Internal Affairs is a joke and nothing's going to happen. That's the commissions: the Seabury, the Wickersham, the Knapp, and the Mullen. Have you read any of? Have you ever heard of those commissions before? The Mullen Commission. You ever heard of that?
Nope, I have not. But I'm going to let you go because you have the number you need now.
Okay.
So no more questions from
All
me.
righty. You have a good day now.
Bye.
Okay. Okay. Bye-bye now.
Salt Lake City Police Internal Affairs Unit is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hello, how are you? My name is ChilleDeCastro. I've got a channel called DeleteLaws.com. DeleteLaws.com is my website. My channel is called Delete Laws. And I just showed the video of Jeffrey Ryan's being attacked by that jackboot thug pig canine handler. And I just got to tell you, I'm speaking for thousands when I say, man, you guys suck. And Internal Affairs, why does he need to sue? Why can't you fire that pig? Jeffrey Ryan's was clearly surrendering, clearly, but yet that jackboot thug pig still suck his dog on him. It's not, and the worst part is it's not even his dog, it's our dog. We pay for it. So I just wanted to let you guys know, you guys are a joke. Internal Affairs is a fucking joke. You guys are a joke. You're not going to do a damn thing. You should fire that pig, but you're not going to. You're not going to. What you're going to do is you're going to make an excuse, an ordinance, a code. You're going to say, well, within our policy, he could do it because this and because of that. But really, the thing is you're the same dirty, filthy pigs as the pigs on the street. You guys just rotate. I work in Internal Affairs, and then my buddy works in Internal Affairs, and I work in Internal Affairs, and my buddy works in Internal Affairs. I just want to let you know, for me personally, I hate you pigs. A lot of people in my crowd just strongly dislike you. But for the most part, the overall sentiment is that you're an overall negative on society and that Internal Affairs isn't going to do anything. Nothing. Nothing will happen. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. We saw him sick his dog on the person. No matter what policy you pull up, we saw him with his hands in the air saying, okay. And then we saw him sick his dog on him. We watched it. But see, if that canine pig toes the thin blue line, he'll lie, cheat, steal, lie in his reports, cover up for other pigs, rape, murder, do all the things that you pigs do. Well, then you're going to protect him. Now, if that canine pig, if he offends another person in one of the other gangs within the pigging industry, well, then maybe he could get ran out, but not likely charged with any crimes. And that's the problem. Okay. That's the whole problem. You can watch this on Delete Laws on YouTube. I've recorded this entire thing. It's thousands and thousands of people are going to hear me telling you, you guys are fucking pigs, man. You guys are pigs. And when you die, I hope you go to hell. I would say, help us forgive those as we forgive those who trespass against us. Unfortunately, my human form doesn't allow me to forgive you. I deal with you. It doesn't allow me to forgive you. I literally hope that canine pig burns in hell. I would love to see it, actually. My human form will not allow me to be godlike because I'm not God. And see, for me personally, I've never done anything like that. I've never sicked a dog on someone who was laying on their belly and then said, good boy, attack, good boy. I mean, how disgusting is that? Guy was literally in his pants. Get him. It's just disgusting. You guys are disgusting. I just want to let you know. You guys are fucking pigs, man. You guys are fucking pigs. Really? Okay. All right. Burn in hell.
To send this message, press pound or hang up. To play it, 3. To re-record it, 4. Your message has been sent.
Oh, perfect.
If you would like to try and extend...
Perfect. Easy, buddy. Easy, Charlie. Take it easy, Charlie. Take it easy. Do you want to see Charlie show some teeth? Charlie, do you want to show him some teeth? Do you want to show him, Charlie? Do you want to show him? Charlie. Okay. Let me show you guys something. Let me show you something that you probably didn't know. Check this out. Check this out. Can you guys read that, or do you need me to open it big? Okay, you can see it. Victims of severe dog attacks often suffer acute damage, which requires $300,000 to $1 million in specialized medical care. Reconstructive surgery, such as skin grafts, tissues, expansion, and scar diminishment, often requires multiple procedures over years. Medical studies show that pit bulls are inflicting the majority of these damaging attacks. I'm going to challenge that assertion And I'm going to say that the canine pigs in the United States of America attack more people than pit bulls. So dogsbite.org, in case you guys didn't know, it's actually, that's the name of the website. What it actually is an entire website about pit bulls. The entire website is pretty much dedicated to saying that you should not own a pit bull, that their egos will not allow them to be a good dog, that 80% of pit bull owners get rid of their pit bull within 1 year of owning it because the pit bull turns on them and they can't control it. So that's what the entire dogsbite.org is about. And a good friend of mine named Michael in Los Angeles, he's got a few pit bulls, a couple of pit bulls. He has 2 pit bulls. And the other day he was out walking his pit bulls, and those pit bulls, as pit bulls do, they attacked another dog. And in the dog fight, my friend Michael put his hand in there to try to stop it, and his hand got bitten, and his hand is completely mauled. You should see it. It's a mess. Stitches all through his fingers. So you can love pit bulls all you want, but the problem is that they're read dogsbite.org, because I mean, I don't want to sit here and bash your dog if you have a pit bull, but if you read dogsbite.org, you're going to find out that pit bulls is not an animal you want to own. But the reason I showed this to you was for this right here, because when that jackboot thug pig, sicked that dog on that man, victims of severe dog bites often suffer acute damage, which may require $300,000 to $1 million in specialized treatment. And so when we allow these jackboot thug pigs to use their dog to attack people, that's when things always go wrong. They always go wrong right then and there. First-degree murder charge in Longwood University cop accused of shooting man and dumping the body.
Moving forward against a former Longwood University police officer accused of shooting a man to death last year and leaving his body in the National Forest. Joseph Cunningham is accused of shooting and killing Kevin Hartless last January in the Alhambra Road area. Deputies found Hartless's body in a remote area of the forest and arrested Cunningham on the scene. The judge certified first-degree murder and firearms charges today, but 4 other charges were dismissed. 2 other people were also charged in this case. David Christians had all of his charges dropped yesterday, and Summer Cunningham is due in court next month.
He looks like a real nice guy, though. And what's the title of this? First-degree murder charge. Longwood University cop accused of shooting and dumping a man's body in the forest.
Charges are moving forward against a former Longwood University police officer.
So they can say charges are moving forward, but the truth is that the DA will flub the case. Read it in the Mullen Commission. The DA doesn't prosecute it properly. The DA doesn't really try to gather and then the DA doesn't put any sort of maliciousness on it, or what do they call it? Aggravated. We don't know if this gang member made another gang member mad. We don't know if that's what happened. It could have been that one gang member made another gang member mad, and then that's where we are.
They're just idiots.
Okay. So now this is something I want to talk about with you guys, because I've been asking you guys to start to form militias within your neighborhoods. Start to make friends with your neighbors, figure out a watch command, so that if we're invaded by a foreign country, or if the government turns tyrannical, that you have a plan for your block. And you should have a plan with every block. It's in the Second Amendment, the right to a well-regulated militia. So I've been saying to you guys, for how long now? A couple months? Hey, make sure you guys form militias within your blocks so that you have a way, if the Chinese send down 1 million troops from the sky, that you and I will have a way to defend our own personal blocks. Also, in the case that the government turns tyrannical, you guys should have a system set up on your block so that you can defend yourselves from a tyrannical jackboot thug pig government. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because it's our right to form a militia. So I watched this channel, and this channel right here, they're the armed attorneys. Militia ban proposed in Congress. A militia ban intended as a tool to disarm and silence Americans has been proposed in Congress. It may be marketed as something beneficial, but the underlying context and intent are far more sinister. armed attorneys Richard Hayes and Emily Taylor Hayes discussed the most recent bill, which succeeds in attacking more than one of our rights guaranteed under the amendments. And so, I mean, look, I mean, isn't it just crazy? I sat here and have talked with you guys that we need to start to form militias in this country. And as soon as I start to say it out loud, I mean, to me, the irony is, I'm sure the bill was written way before I started saying, hey, we should all have militias on each block. But now, as soon as I started saying it, less than 2 months later, now we're seeing that attorneys are saying now there's bills going through Congress that are to shut down militias.
And they're just idiots, and we allow idiots to gather, and we allow idiots to be idiots in this country. That's what America's all about. That's what we stand for.
We are the Armed Attorneys. We have a weird one today. This is not kind of our normal video, but I think it's important to kind of take the temperature of the country, take a deep breath, see where we're all at. And it looks like we're going to prevent private paramilitary activity.
Sure. Well, let's dive into this. Before we get started, show your support for the Second Amendment by hitting the like button.
And let's talk about this. So this is Representative Jamie Raskin, a Democrat out of Maryland. The 8th Congressional District has just filed its H.R. 6981. If you want to check this out, the Preventing Private Paramilitary Act of 2024.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's an amendment that addresses this, number 1. Or number 2, should I say.
You see that? 2A.
Even though she's sick, she's still got it.
Yeah, this is,
her ego's as small as mine.
So we got a lot of things going on, a lot of moving pieces. We got an invasion at the border. The state of Texas has declared an invasion. We have, at this point, I think the number is 25 governors signing on to a letter. Many are already providing National Guard troops to help support Texas. That's actually a really, really interesting fight.
We'll talk about that Civil War later. Am I right?
Yeah. If you want us to cover that, there's a breakdown. Article 1, I think it's Section 10, about states entering into agreements. This is some kind of really far out there stuff that I guess our founders envisioned, but I hadn't thought about in my lifetime. But here we are.
Here we are.
So we have this bill, and tell us, big picture, what are we talking about?
It is posed as though essentially we are preventing terrorist groups and terrorist activities.
Oh, there it is. Everything's about terrorism. Everything is, he's a terrorist and she's a terrorist and he's a terrorist. Wouldn't you like to be a terrorist too? Be a terrorist, drink Dr. Pepper. Right? I mean, isn't that our government? Terroristic threats, terroristic, whatever. It's always, the word terrorism's always in it. I graduated high school in 1992, and it's continuous. They keep on throwing this word terrorism. Well, who's the terrorists? The government. Our government is terroristic to us. They're training pigs to arrest us, and now they're going to train illegal aliens who don't have a citizenship here to be in charge of you and to enforce the constitutional rule of law to you. Okay, but it's not a constitutional rule of law. It is a tyrannical jackboot thug pig state.
Don't get me wrong. I hate terrorists.
Controversial opinion.
Controversial opinion. I hate terrorists as much as any terrorist hater out there. However, this is not actually what this bill does, because if you look, there are 5 very specific things that the bill on its face says it intends to criminalize. And those 5 things are already criminal activities. So that should be like spidey senses. Like, what does this bill actually do? And I have some ideas about that, but let's talk about the 5 things first. So it says essentially we've got these paramilitary groups. We're talking about Proud Boys. We're talking about Oath Keepers. These are terrorist groups. So says the bill. We know that because of January 6th activities, terrorists. And so we
wait a minute. I mean, I want to just push back a little bit here. Okay. I didn't agree with J6. I thought it was, atrocious, an embarrassment to our country. But the FBI was a big part of J6. Proud Boys and those guys, whatever. But even still, if they were a terrorist group, then J6 would have been guns and shooting. And that didn't happen, but by the one pig who killed Ashley. And so to the idea to say that the Proud Boys, what are the other groups she listed here?
Groups. We're talking about Proud Boys. We're talking about Oath Keepers.
So Proud Boys and Oath Keepers are terrorist groups now because they're armed. I thought terrorism is when you actually at least threaten gun violence. I've never heard of Proud Boys or Oath Keepers threatening the government with gun violence. And so that's terrorism to me. Am I aligned with Proud Boys or Oath Keepers? No, not likely. You know, we don't align completely. There's some things that Proud Boys and Oath Keepers say that I agree with, but I'm not a part of the group. I have nothing to do with those groups. As you guys know, I believe in forming citizen militias and citizen militias that wouldn't require, Proud Boys or Oath Keepers to be, labels, or you don't have to wear a jacket. We can all be a part of the same militia, and you don't have to be in a stated type of organization or such to say that you are in a militia. You could form militias on your block and call it, the Sycamore Block Militia. And there's nothing wrong with that. You should be doing that. All of us should be doing that. Jeff hates pigs. Jeff hates pigs. And that's what I think. That's what my thought is.
These are terrorist groups, so says the bill. We know that because of January 6th activities, terrorists. And so we have to have more laws that criminalize the things that are already criminalized here. So we've got number 1, publicly patrolling, drilling, or engaging in deadly paramilitary techniques. Well, deadly activities are already criminalized.
Yeah, so scratch that off.
Yep.
Publicly patrolling. Yeah, I mean, outside of the function of law enforcement, I mean, holding yourself out as law enforcement or as enforcing the law when not crime.
Yeah. But where do we draw the line between, like, let's say, I mean, I talked to somebody actually last week who's a counter protester against those pro-Hamas protests.
Yep.
And he just walks up and down in front of those. At what point is that, if you have a group of you, is that patrolling?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's what this sort of stuff can get really dangerous.
Or you
really
got
fast.
all the mall security officers, they're observing. I mean, that's patrolling.
That is patrolling. Okay.
But all right, but the one here that's not, I would say that is unusual is drilling.
Drilling.
So that could be marching in formation. That could be, I mean, my Twitter timeline is blown up with guys.
So wait a minute. Drilling? So if you guys form a militia on the Sycamore block or the Main Street block of your town, then if you guys go through drills as to what to do if we get attacked by a foreign country or if the government turns tyrannical and attacks you, if you go through drills in how to defend yourself and who's going to go where, then you're a terrorist. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Why are you being called a terrorist because you want to drill with other free Americans? How does that make you a terrorist? In which way am I a terrorist because I have firearms? In which way am I a terrorist? It's just so hard to wrap around my head. How are you a terrorist? It's just so hard. It just doesn't make any sense.
Guys going on backpacking trips and things like that.
Yeah.
So that could be a whole lot of things.
I'm not sure you get to criminalize drilling.
No, I don't think you can either. All right, number 2, interfering with or interrupting government proceedings. Already a crime.
Already a crime.
We can move on from that one.
Number 3, interfering with the exercise of someone else's constitutional rights.
Also a crime.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yep.
Can't do that.
And then I felt the comment section go, isn't that what the government does every single day? Yeah. If you thought that,
well up in the earth.
Yeah. Channeled you a little bit. Falsely assuming the functions of law enforcement and asserting the authority over others. Also a crime.
Also a crime.
The functions of law enforcement and
falsely assuming the functions of enforcing laws on people. Asserting authority over others. So look how vague it is. Asserting authority over others. So that means if you have a neighborhood watch and there's 8 of you, and then someone comes into your neighborhood and you say, hey, get out of that person's backyard because we have firearms. And if you don't get out of that person's backyard, you're going to get in trouble for trespassing. Then are you enforcing laws? Are you asserting authority over others? Quite literally. You could form a block militia. So you guys have a militia to protect yourselves. And then let's just say some random person from another city or town goes running in and jumps in in your person's backyard. And then you guys go there and say, hey, you can't hang out in the backyard. Get the flock out of here. Are you saying that you're trespassing? That's a pig law enforcement activity. And then you're asserting your authority over another person. So now you violated this new law and now you're a felon. For what? Because you didn't want to see your neighbors get robbed and now you're a felon? I mean, pretty flimsy.
Asserting the authority over others, also a crime.
Also a crime.
And then finally, training to engage in such behavior. That one.
Training to engage in such behavior?
Probably is a little too broad.
Yeah, well, because if they're right, conspiracy to crime is a crime.
Yep.
However, and this is where we go, well, if all this stuff is generally criminalized, what is the point of the bill?
Right.
And this number 5, I think really hits to the heart of what they're trying to do, which is essentially they're trying to invade the First Amendment right of free association.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not a paramilitary anti-Second Amendment bill. This is an anti-First Amendment bill. This is do I love a lot of the groups out there on either side of the political equation? No. But
No.
the government doesn't get to tell us, like, these pro-Hamas idiots who I would have to stop myself from breaking the law probably to just run down the line.
I'm so sorry. What did she just say?
It would tell us, like, side of the political equation? No. But
No.
the government doesn't get to tell us, like, these pro-Hamas idiots.
Hold on a minute. I mean, look. There is a slaughter going on in Israel, and the Israelis are slaughtering the Gazans. And the Gazans, if you don't think Benjamin Netanyahu killed his own people, which a lot of people do, if you don't believe it was a false flag attack where the CIA, along with the IDF, the secret police for Israel, they planned the attack on Israel. A lot of people believe that as well. I've heard that on lots of different threads on Reddit. And now she's saying these pro-Hamas idiots. I'm Jewish. I come from Jewish heritage, Colombian Jew. My last name, DeCastro, is a Jewish surname. You can look it up yourself. And so I still see it as two different sides. I don't see Israeli as evil and Hamas as evil. I see it as the two of them are fighting for land. The Israelis have the power and have taken the land. And then if you want to call Hamas terrorists, you could also call them, from the other perspective, freedom fighters. Now, I don't agree with death, and I've been calling for peace and for a ceasefire the whole time because, obviously, being of Jewish descent, I don't want to see the Jews wiped out. It's not what I want. I don't want to see the Palestinians kill all the Jews, and I don't want to see the Jews kill all the Palestinians. And for some reason, that seems to be a controversial position. You're not choosing Israel. No, I'm choosing humanity. You're not choosing Palestinians. No, I'm choosing humanity. And so for some reason, though, that seems to be something that's like, oh my God, that's so deep. It's not that deep. It's, I don't want to see murdering and death. And she's saying the pro-Hamas idiots. How much time has she spent in Gaza? How does she know? I don't know either. We only know what the Lion state-run media tells us. We have no idea. Unless you're there, unless you're watching podcasts of people like myself, other people who are on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram who are actually there on the scene, and they're the ones reporting to you. Then you're getting inside information. If you're getting information from a state-run media operative, from a state-run agency, from a state-run ABC, CBS, CNN, Fox, MSNBC, the lying state-run media, then you have no idea what's actually happening over there. And I don't either. That's why instead of saying my Jewish bloodline is so evil and the Israelis are evil, no, I think they're killing too many people, dropping bombs that have no direction. And there should just be an occupation because that's what's going to stop the wars. But you're still going to have this tyranny. So anyway, I don't want to get stuck on the slippery slope. I just don't want her to say that this one side is bad and the other side is good. We don't know if the Gazans are bad or the Israelis are bad. We know that there's death and murder. That's what we know. Okay. So that's just my position. I'm that's, I just want to state that.
Who I would have to stop myself from breaking the law probably to just run down the line and smack them all in the face. Can I tell them that they can't do what they're doing? No, the government can't tell them that. They're just idiots, and we allow idiots to gather, and we allow idiots to be idiots in this country. That's what America's all about. That's what we stand for.
But I think about the not idiots. Think about the summer of love. People line up outside their subdivisions, keeping people out. Think about people protecting downtown business areas.
Yes,
I mean, I mean, this is saying, hey, you got to let the leftists burn the city to the ground, Bill.
Sure.
Yeah, but that, I mean, the other part of this is basically there's a section of the bill. This isn't in the description from the representative, but basically the bill would be implicated if it involved a firearm, large capacity magazine. If you cross state lines, if you stay inside the state, if you use any electronic communication means. So the government is saying we get jurisdiction over to you a million different ways from sundown, and they criminalize it. Sounds like a whole heck of a lot of things that legal now.
Yeah, but don't worry. It applies to all groups equally.
Yeah, that's a really funny thing. So in the kind of release saying, hey, we got this important piece of legislation we're putting forward, the representative says, yeah, this legislation applies regardless of the ideology of the private paramilitary group or the targets of their unlawful activity. Cue Ron Burgundy.
I don't believe you.
Applies regardless. Cue Ron Burgundy. Paramilitary group.
It's consistent. The legislation applies regardless of the ideology of a private paramilitary group. Okay, that's bullshit. Or the targets of their unlawful activity. That's bullshit too. If you target anybody in government with any kind of a private paramilitary, that is so stupid. We have a right to form militias. It's not paramilitary.
Or the targets of their unlawful activity. Cue Ron Burgundy.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe it.
No, we all know who this is targeted against. And this is, anytime someone puts forward a bill of this nature that seems like it doesn't do much and has a very lofty goal, there is some shenanigans going on behind the scene. Red flag laws, perfect example, because they are almost always presented as we got to stop people from hurting themselves. Who doesn't want that, right? Who doesn't want to stop people from hurting themselves?
Yep.
However, you look at it and you're like, well, this actually seems like it really seriously curtails our right. It violates due process. It does all sorts of really horrible things that are contrary to the Constitution. Same goes here. Who doesn't want to prevent terrorist groups from operating in the United States? It sounds like a lofty goal, right?
Yeah, like it.
Not what this does. Not what this is going to do. Not what it's intended to do.
No,
unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think this.
So you get the gist of it, right? So what they're explaining is that they're trying to create a bill so that they can arrest you if you're a leader and you form a militia. That bill right there is targeted for me. Because if I go to your block in Cincinnati, or if I go to your block in Miami and I say, hey, you guys should be forming a militia here, then I'm the one doing the organizing and I'm the one that can be arrested and put in the dungeon. This bill is for anybody who's going to lead and put groups of people together to defend themselves against a tyrannical government or from a foreign invader. And so they created a bill. And if they don't like me, which I hate cops, I've said it for years now, because I hate cops, then they're going to say that I'm forming a militia to attack the government, and look what the bill they created. Well, it says right here, if you do this and you violated this right here, and now I'm going to get 12 Karens and Kevins, and I'm going to get a Karen or Kevin judge. Now, I think that there's a video that got sent to me, and I want to share this with you guys, because this video was sent to me from one of y'all, and there's no identifying. No one in here can be identified. You're not going to know who these people are, but everybody in here is going to be able to relate to what I'm going to show you here. What'd you order, Chris? You get a cop card? So now you guys know today's special. I'm going to get into this next video. It's only 5 minutes. So you guys know today's special. Today's special is if you order a trifold, they cost $20. You write in the notes, Chille, I want an extra trifold that I'll give to you for free, Or you say, hey, I want those 5A cop cards, and I'll give you the driver and the non-driver cop card. So if you want a pair of cop cards for free, or if you want an extra trifold for free, that's the deal I'm giving right now on deletelaws.com. That's the deal I'm giving, because I do want you to invoke your Fifth Amendment right. If you can't afford my trifold, then you send me an email. You can't afford the $20. You send me an email and say, email me the paper one. And then you print it out yourself. This is printed on indestructible paper. And so it's going to last you for years and years if you don't absolutely ruin it on purpose. Chris, what did you order though? Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold or you have a cop card right now. I just want to see, of the 400 and some odd people here, if you own a cop card right now, if you have a pair of cop cards in your wallet, or if you have a trifold, Cope Doggy Dog. Cope Doggy Dog. Actually, Wyatt Elder, you ordered one yesterday. Just so you know, Wyatt, I put your envelope in the mail. I personally took your envelope, Wyatt, and I stuck it in the mail. I know your name because it's Wyatt Elder. I saw on the envelope. I've said Wyatt Elder 400 times during live streams. So I know that yesterday I put Wyatt Elder's envelope in the mailbox. So make sure you get a trifold, get it in your car. They're only $20. The cop cards are only 10. These are only $10. And I think I got them on the website for 2 for $15. And then if you order a trifold for $20, tell me, do you want an extra trifold or do you want a pair of cop cards? Now the cop cards are only $10, but they're made out of this, like a credit card. People love them. People love these cop cards, man. And I've given away well over 1,000, well over. And then for the people I gave a bunch away to, we'll talk about that next week. So listen to this. They're in a small town driving around and it's after midnight. I don't know if it's after midnight, but I know it's dark. And so what happens in every small town in America? You're not allowed to drive around or the cops will pull you over for no reason.
You're welcome. See, that's how you ask it. It's the best way to ask, especially when the police is fucking.
Oh, shoot. You know what, Javro? I forgot to announce that. I'm so sorry. So anybody in New York City want a hoodie? I got a hoodie in New York City. Is it an XL or double XL? So Javro ordered a hoodie and he ordered the wrong size. And so I replaced it. And that hoodie to ship to New York is like $15. So I want to sell the hoodie to someone else in New York that Javro has. It's the We Don't Stop hoodie. And I'll sell it for $40. $40 and shipping and handling. So if anybody wants that hoodie that Javro has, it's brand new, still in. Oh, Derek ordered a hoodie. Right on, man. Right on, dude. I got every hoodie in stock, every size except for small. So Javro has a hoodie though, sitting in New York City that I want to sell it for $40. $40. So if anybody wants a hoodie and they live on the East Coast, Javro has one sitting there. And it's brand new. It's just not his size. So I sent him his size. And that's why he says Chille's word is gold. Because when he contacted me and said, hey, I got the wrong size, man. I put the wrong size in. Can you replace it? I said, yes, absolutely. 100%. I replaced it. So, but now I got that hoodie sitting there. So if anybody on the East Coast wants that hoodie, can contact me, go to contact form, and I will get you that hoodie that Javro has.
Be like this.
Baby, they're not fucking with me.
Bullshit, Jess. Fuck these pig ass niggas.
They're just
doing their job. They done pulled us over how many fucking times in a row?
I don't fucking know.
For what? And I bet you he comes out behind us.
He does.
Told you.
Fucking serious?
Fucking told you.
Did you hear it? I mean, I want you to hear this. The driver called it, that they saw a pig and that he's going to turn around, try to flip around, try to pull them over for no reason.
Doing their job. Especially when the police is fucking with me like this.
He's effing with me is what he says.
They're not fucking with me.
Bullshit.
And then she says, they're not effing with you. And he says, bullshit.
Jess. Fuck these pig ass niggas.
They're just
doing their job.
I'm not going to repeat that.
Doing their job. They done pulled us over how many fucking times in a row?
They done pulled us over how many times? It's all, put a 1 in the chat if it's in your town too. The cops pull you over for absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Bro,
I don't fucking know.
for what? And I bet you he comes out behind us.
I'll bet you comes out behind us. She says, if he does, he does.
Told you.
Fucking serious?
And then he says, I told you. And she says, are you freaking serious? Yeah, they're targeting you to arrest you.
Fucking told you.
He's gonna realize that it's me driving. We'll see what he says first. They probably don't realize who's driving. It's really a surprise. Right, Kylie?
I just caught that she was talking to her daughter in the back seat. Do you hear this?
It's really a surprise. Right, Kylie?
Right, Kylie? She's talking to a child in the back seat. I didn't catch that the first time I watched this.
Dude, come on, man. Right?
How many people know what that feels like? How many people know what that feeling's like when that cop's behind you, the lights are on, you got your daughter in the back seat, you got your guy in the passenger seat because he probably doesn't have a license, and she said he's going to realize it's me driving, and then the cops
Text
behind.
moms. Tell them we got pulled over.
I'm not.
Text moms.
Text moms. Tell them we got pulled over.
I'm not even going to.
Text mom. Tell them we got pulled over. Check my court docket.
I was just on your court docket. There's nothing there.
They're terrified. He says, check my court docket because he's afraid that he's going to be arrested for nothing.
Be seriously, had to call for backup. What possible reason?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Can I get your driver's license, please?
Yeah, I have mine. One moment.
What's the stop for?
Loud exhaust.
We were just pulled over the other day for this shit.
What a load of shit. The cop was going the other way. They saw each other from how far away, and then he pulls him over and says, loud exhaust. What a load of shit. He just made it up.
One moment.
What's the stop for?
Loud exhaust.
We were just pulled over the other day for this shit.
Okay. You just want to hand it to the other guy over there?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm looking for
This
my
is
wallet,
fucking
sir.
ridiculous.
It's a
got pulled over for
bro. It's a scam.
the tent, exhaust. Now you pull me over again.
I wish you could have got the pig's face. The window's dirty or something. Looks like an alien. It could be a demon. Why is there two cops there for a loud exhaust? Are they scared They need backup.
I broke the fuck out this bitch.
There's the loud exhaust.
You're welcome. See, that's how you ask for it.
Just horrifically bad. It's everywhere in our country. They're constantly targeting us no matter what we do to get us, to arrest us, to put us in a dungeon. So Javro in New York, $40, double XL hoodie, if you guys want it. On my website for $55. So double XL hoodies in New York City. Javro has a double XL. I'd like to sell it to someone in New York or right in that area, so the shipping is really cheap. And then you get the hoodie for like 47, maybe $50 at the most, which is a pretty good deal. Because the hoodies, I'm $25-$30 into these hoodies by the time they're done, because it's top of the line, best quality you can possibly buy. I don't skimp when I get stuff that I'm going to sell to people. Indestructible trifolds, the cop cards, nothing I sell is not the highest quality possible. There's not a single thing that I will sell to anybody that's not top notch. So now this is, and I have not seen this yet. Remember, I have an editor who cuts American Patriot for me. I haven't seen it all yet. Has put a one in the chat if you guys have seen the American Patriot series. We're up to episode number 25 now, and there's going to be over 100 episodes. So if you guys have not caught up on American Patriot, here's the link for it. I would start at episode 1 if I were you. I would start at episode 1. And yeah. This is and so the person who emailed me that video I covered it, man. And the reason I covered it is because I do know that what happened to you was wrong, and they targeted you, and they said, oh, loud exhaust. If it's the third pullover in the last week or two, then you know they're doing it. If it's the third pullover in a month, all those pigs know who you are. They've all had lunch and sat around and talked. Do you get that guy? Yeah, it's we could say his exhaust is loud next time. Oh, his windows are tinted. Windows tinted, loud exhaust, all bullshit reasons to pull someone over. And he's gone through it 2 or 3 times now. Unisex, I do have, oh yeah. Yeah. Don't tell anybody, bro. But when you buy a hoodie from me, I put a trifold and a cop card, or at least a cop card. I always at least put a cop card in your hoodie. The first batch didn't get the cop cards in it because my assistant was not putting the cop cards in. But now if you get a hoodie, you always get a trifold or a cop card kind of tucked inside of your hoodie. So when you open it up, you get a little nugget in there. I just want you guys to enjoy it. So if you guys, here's the link for American Patriot, the channel. It's its own channel. Definitely go over there and watch from episode 1. This is episode 25. You won't be too lost by watching episode 25 first, but you should watch every single episode of American Patriot. This is such a good series, and the guy cutting it is doing such a good job over there. Doing such a good job. He's really working hard, and I'm very proud of him. So this is American Patriot episode 25. Let me see what you guys can see. Sorry about that. Okay, I got it right. So now your brother got called in for a domestic, and then what happened next?
Okay, when they had showed up, my brother has PTSD from current old police stuff, so he has really PTSD with that stuff, and they were aware of that on the phone with the cops. And when they had gotten there, my brother had his hands behind his back. He wasn't moving. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He did everything that they had told him to do. When they had came up on the porch, they immediately put their hands on him, grabbed him, and that's where you see him, like where he's against the wall. They continued to tase him, and when we yelled out the window, me and my other siblings, we told them to get off of him, and they told us to be quiet. They told us to shut up and go back inside. They wouldn't let us see what happened. After the videos were taken, they forced us all to delete our videos, or they said that they were going to take our phones.
I'm sorry. She's saying right now, and you know this too? You know this information?
Yeah, I was there too. This is my sister.
Okay, so you guys are in your house. Does your mom call the police on your brother?
Our stepmom, yes.
Your stepmom.
Mm-hmm.
So the stepmom calls the police. on the brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the cops show up, they beat him up, tase him, arrest him. And then does Pam come back to your house?
After they arrest him and take him away, Pam then comes in the house to take statements.
Wait a minute. So Pam is on the scene when this is going on?
She showed up when they had her in the cop car.
So why didn't you keep the video then? Or just
Well,
text it
because
to you?
they were sitting right there watching us delete it.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
wait,
sat
wait,
there while we deleted it.
Wait a minute. So you had under threat of violence that they were standing over the top of you?
Yeah, they was told go through it and delete it. And they
Oh,
wanted
so,
to
so
watch
like
us
you and
delete
I are
it.
looking at my phone right now. They sat right next to you and forced you to delete
Yeah,
the
they
video?
wanted to see us delete it.
That jail needs to be torn down because it ain't fit for a dog. And there's been 4 or 5 people in the last 2 or 3 years that has died down there as a result of the cops beating the shit out of them.
Like, people don't know what goes on in that jail. They would sit and laugh at people, and after they beat the shit out of guys, and laugh at them.
Who was laughing with Hanshaw?
Like all the other sheriffs and stuff would stand there together.
And what other stories do you guys have? Are you harassed by the cops here? Are the kids harassed here?
I'd say a lot goes on at our school with Deputy Hanshaw.
Deputy Hanshaw.
Yes. But that's all I'm going to say about that.
Deputy Hanshaw, a little over 2 weeks ago, I got a tip from a confidential informant that Deputy Hanshaw was taking the girls into the bathroom and patting them down. And then that he was using his position of power to gain sexual favors from the high school girls. I reported that 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, Deputy Hanshaw was fired. So we make a difference. When we call places and we go after these pigs, wherever I go, pigs get fired. That's a fact. Hanshaw is fired. He's the same guy who beat Larry Kinsler in the jail and was sued, and they lost the lawsuit, and they had to pay Larry Kinsler, and then Larry Kinsler ended up dead. So needless to say, if Hanshaw's watching this, I'm locked and loaded. My gun's right here, bro. Don't even think about it. I got an AR and I got a shotgun right here, bro. You come anywhere near me, if I see your face, Hanshaw, you and I are going to have a problem. Just letting you know right now. He beat Larry Kinsler so badly that the video went viral and millions of people saw it. Larry Kinsler sued Hanshaw and won. And then Larry Kinsler ended up dead. So just a note to everybody, I'm locked and loaded. Just let these pigs know.
But I know there's a lot of kids. I'd say a lot goes on at our school with Deputy
Where they pat the girls down in the bathroom to check for chemicals.
Hanshaw.
Deputy Hanshaw.
Yes. But that's all I'm going to say about that. But I know there's a lot of kids at the school that want to come forward and tell their stories, but they're scared.
How many kids have... There's a lot of kids, a lot of young girls who want to come forward and tell their story, but they're scared. A problem with Hanshaw at the school.
It's not necessarily the guys, it's more of the girls.
The girls?
Yes.
Wait a minute. The parents of... Tell me, why did the girls have a problem with Hanshaw?
Just because of everything that he does. Like, one of the girls had just went to court over him.
They had a whole investigation case on him.
Uh-huh.
Because of the way that he is with students.
And how is he with students?
He's very rude. Like, I'm just going to say rude.
He's rude to girls mostly?
Yes.
How does he treat women at your school?
If he likes you, with respect.
If he doesn't, then it's just like, you don't matter to him, so he doesn't care.
So Hanshaw is mean to the girls in the high school.
Mm-hmm.
And so Hanshaw... So I'm not sure if you guys know this or not, but RAPE is not a crime of sexual urge. It's a compulsory crime that they're compelled to do it. But RAPE is a crime of control. The person who does the RAPE, they want to have complete and utter control over another human being. So they hold them down and force themselves upon them. And that's what the crime of RAPE is actually about. To hear that Hanshaw is rude and hates the girls in the high school, and then to hear that he's is accused of SA by several girls. It's not at all it's not at all surprising to me.
If he doesn't, then it's just like we don't matter to him, so he doesn't care.
So Hanshaw is mean to the girls in the high school.
Mhm.
And so Hanshaw, if you could, would you get rid of Hanshaw at your school?
Probably.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah. It's so funny, when you're young, you're nice and you don't want to see someone lose their job. Hanshaw, you should lose your job. You should be fired. The woman a moment ago said that you punched a kid. Were you aware that he beat that guy on the gurney in handcuffs?
Yes. Yes, that video.
That's
is
Larry Kinsler.
And it's sad, and he does not deserve
That's Larry Kinsler right there. On the gurney in handcuffs? He beat him when he was number one, he beat him before he got in the gurney. And then when Larry Kinsler complains about the treatment, he chokes him as he's strapped down right in front of the ambulance workers.
Yes. Yes, that video is terrible, and it's sad, and he does not deserve to be a cop after that.
So there's a video of Hanshaw and two other cops beating someone on a gurney?
That is literally tied down, that can't do anything, and it's disgusting and disturbing.
Yes.
It is just, he should not be able to work in a school with kids after he done that. That is disgusting.
Wow.
Chille, I don't want to interrupt, but there's a lady over here who can't be on camera.
Can't be on
that has
camera?
a note to slip you.
Okay, I have another note incoming here. Excuse me 1 second, ladies, and I'll be right back. You're not on camera. The camera's facing me. This is from your husband?
Yes, and he would like for you to call him.
To give him a call? So now I've been down. This is the second note that someone's slipping to me. So
Someone just sent me a message that I forgot about Hanshaw, but he takes care of all the disciplining at our school when he's not supposed to be. And anytime anybody gets in trouble, he's there, and it's like he takes care of it, but he's not the principal. He's just the sheriff. So I understand why he's taking care of it and disciplining kids and doing the things that he.
they have cops disciplining kids in the high school, training them for the training wheels for the cops in the streets to arrest them. It's disgusting. Putting pigs in schools has always been a mistake. I've always spoken out against it. It started in the mid 90s. And I've been speaking out against it ever since, because now look, the principal has anointed the pig in charge of disciplining kids because he's a pig.
Anytime anybody gets in trouble, he's there, and it's like he takes care of it, but he's not.
He takes care of it. You don't want a pig in charge of your kid. To the parents of Ironton, now that I've been gone for over a year, are you seeing this? Do you want a pig telling your kid what to do? Why do you have pigs in that school? No shootings in Ironton High School. Why do you have a pig in your school? A pig in your school, touching your daughters in the bathroom, kicking everybody else out while he pats down your daughter. Hanshaw's fired. Why have you allowed that, parents of Ironton?
The principal, he's just the sheriff. So I understand why he's taking care of it and disciplining kids and doing the things that he does.
Does he wear a uniform and a gun?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does.
So
He has everything on him.
So as a taser and everything else?
Yes.
So if you're a teenager with testosterone going through you and you have ADHD and you have OCD and you can't sit straight in class like this guy right here, then they send the cop up with a gun and a taser and a stick to grab you, to take you to the principal's office.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then the principal and does the sheriff stay there at the principal as it goes through the process?
I'm not sure. I'm usually never there for that. Sometimes it depends, but sometimes they do have the sheriff in the room depending on how bad the situation is.
What's bad?
A
Physical fight?
Yeah. Yeah.
So two guys get in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Do they get arrested?
No, I'm pretty sure they don't know.
Okay, so they don't arrest people?
Yeah, we don't really have that many fights at our school.
Okay. And so what other information do you have on there?
That was it. I just forgot to tell that.
If anybody else knows these ladies and they can text them more information about Hanshaw, this isn't the first time I'm hearing about you, Hanshaw.
I can give you a story about Annie. That's the one that came out to my private property.
Oh, Hanshaw came out to your place. I'm going to cover the camera real quick. Let me just slide over here real fast. So Hanshaw came out to your private property, and what did he do? The story this man is about to tell is a lie. He was a plant. He was a plant by the city. I'd been there for a couple days, and they knew that I was not going to stop. This guy is the relative of the county auditor. And the story he's about to tell right now has been verified that it's a lie, that it's not true. I didn't know that. You only believe what people tell you. So I just want you guys to know that his story here is not true.
Cousin who lives there, and
Hanshaw came out to your private property, and what did he do?
I have a cousin who lives there, and him and his daughter were in an incredible argument. She lived with him. He was throwing them out. And her boyfriend, she was afraid that her boyfriend and her father, my cousin, were about to get into a fight. So she called the sheriff.
Never call 911. Never call the police. Never. They're not going to help you. It's going to make the situation far worse.
So he got a hold of me and he said, the sheriff's on the way, get here now. That was the only message I got. I show up, me and another cousin, and and I always carry open. And we already had the argument stopped. We helped her move her stuff outside. She's standing there waiting on her ride. They're on the way. Well, he shows up a few minutes later. And of course, the first person he wants to talk to is me, because I'm standing there wearing, a pistol on my side. And he said, "Do you have a permit for that?" I said,
A permit to open carry?
I said, "Well, it's open and I'm on private property." And he said, "Well, you can just get out of here then." I said, "Well, the problem is it's my private property." So he started screaming. And I hate these wannabe YouTube fucking stars.
I hate these wannabe YouTube stars.
Right.
Who's filming?
Nobody. There are no.
Let me clue you in. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a game changer. I'm only on YouTube to brand my personality and my character. I'm only on YouTube so I can have a bigger platform so people reach out and contact me and I can help more people. Team DLZ has done over $50,000 in donations since I started on this channel. We've bailed several people out of jail. We've paid several people's rent. We've helped people with their bills, with their hotel bill, with their electric bill. We have helped people on this channel. So I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a game changer. There's a big difference. You notice I'm not like other people in this supposed 1A space. I'm not. You know that. You don't see me do what those other folks do. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad that some people who call themselves First Amendment auditors are out there filming. I'm happy for them. And some of them are for just clicks and likes and comments and views and money. But as you guys know, I'm not. And I never have been. I never have been. When I first had my trifold that I give to you guys now, 2 for 1, I gave them away because nobody bought them. I gave them away. So these YouTubers, like that's how they dismiss you. That's how they say, "Oh, dismiss him. He's just a YouTuber." I'm going to run for governor and I'm going to win and I'm going to be your boss, copper. So you better be damn sure what you say.
No cameras out. So he started screaming. And I hate these wannabe YouTube fucking stars.
I hate these wannabe YouTube stars.
Right.
Who's filming?
Nobody. There are no cameras out.
So then why is he talking about YouTube stars?
Well, I'm sure he's watched a few videos, and a lot of these cops think that the only way any of us could know anything is by watching a YouTube video.
Well, how does it come up though? How does he start talking about YouTube?
That was out of his mouth whenever I told him I hadn't committed a crime. I had no reason to show him ID. They're the ones that have the argument. I'm just showing up. I don't have anything to do with it.
So this is your property,
right?
And 2 people are having a dispute on your property, and then you show up, and when he says, "Give me your ID," because you're open and carrying, which is legal here in Ohio, and then he says, "I hate these YouTube stars."
No, he said, "I hate you wannabe YouTube stars," as he's puffed up coming at me screaming. So anyway, I got quiet and let him scream because he started getting very violent. I let him cuff me because I was worried of what he might do.
Wait a minute, you guys, you're screaming in each other's. He's screaming in your face.
Oh yeah, I didn't raise my voice.
I wouldn't raise my voice either. And then they says, "Turn around, put your hands behind your back," or how does the cuff?
He just stepped behind me and grabbed my wrist.
He just stepped behind you and grabbed your wrist.
Now, even though
he's lying,
legally, I may have been able to fend him off.
And then you just willingly let him cuff you up?
I let him cuff me.
And then what does he do with your gun?
He left it right in the holster because as he's leading me to the front of his vehicle, I assume he's going to put me in and take me to jail. It's a total assumption,
Sure.
And so I went like this and was trying to get my cousin to remove my weapon because I didn't want him.
Oh, you're cuffed in the front or behind?
I was cuffed behind, but I was just trying to pull my hands up so he could pull it out of the holster.
Oh,
you were about lost his mind.
Now he takes you out to the car. You're in torture cuffs, And
it was in front of the car. He never actually put me in it. And after he got done screaming, he said, "I'm going to take you out of the cuffs and you're going to walk that way." And I agreed. And less than 2 seconds later, once he finds out I've already done his job, that was why I was there, he got in his cruiser and left.
wait a minute. So he came out for a disturbance. It wasn't between you and anybody else. And then he just focuses on you?
Yeah, because I had the gun.
Oh my God.
You know, he hears there's domestic, disturbance, and he wants to come and attack the one guy with the gun who, I'd already fixed his problem. I'd already quelled the argument, helped the lady move her stuff out, and she's standing there waiting on a ride. They showed up just as he's leaving.
Oh my
And we helped
God.
put the stuff in the truck and let her go,
Just got an Instagram DM from a friend at school.
1 second. Let me pop over here. I'm going to slide this way. I don't want the camera to reveal anybody here. Okay.
He doesn't want me to use his name, and this happened right across the street from the school, but he said that Hanshaw did a wellness check on him because he fell asleep in his truck for 20 minutes, and Hanshaw showed up banging on his window. Then after a few questions, he forced his door open and grabbed his phone and tried to record him. And he said he grabbed my phone and took it from him. He said after I tried to keep it, and then double-handed chokes me over my middle console and pulls me out and cuffs me and charged me with resisting arrest and obstruction of official business, and I spent the next 7 hours in jail. Had no drugs in my system. He had no reason to do any of that.
Ask him if he was strip searched. Ask him if they strip searched a high school kid who fell asleep in his truck, and they sent a wellness check out, Hanshaw, and Hanshaw arrested him. So remember what she said in the beginning of that? She said Hanshaw choked him, double hand choke. We just saw him do the exact same thing on camera to Larry Kinsler while he was in a hospital gurney for a wellness check.
He said he was strip searched.
He was strip searched.
I wonder if he was more well after that. I wonder if he felt better when he was done.
You know what? Good thing for Hanshaw. Good thing for strip searching people. The war on drugs is really working out. It's going a lot better now. It's going way better now that we have a war on drugs. And a wellness check equals that you get arrested and charged with resisting arrest because you're just asleep in your truck, obstruction of official business. And you get strip searched and you get tortured and you get cuffed and drugged down to a dungeon. That's what putting cops in schools does. And we saw in Florida, the pigs who are in schools, they run when gunfire happens. You do not put pigs in schools. You do not put a trough inside of a high school. Just so you guys know, the folks sitting all around us, every one of them have a story. Every person sitting around me right now who didn't come here to see me, they have a story.
Someone else just said that he searches kids in the bathrooms when he suspects that they have a vape, and he puts his hands in their pants when he searches them.
Hanshaw puts his hands in the pants of kids.
Yeah, that's the text message that I just got.
So,
and this is high school, freshmen through seniors.
And he takes them in the bathroom. Who's the witness to make sure that he's not touching them inappropriately?
No one, because usually when kids get called into the bathrooms, if they get caught in the bathrooms, then the punishment usually goes down in the bathroom. But they don't really get into trouble unless they go out and
Oh, no. You're in trouble when you're locked in a bathroom with a pig. You're in trouble there. That's where your trouble begins. And that's where Hanshaw's trouble begins, because that's wrong. There needs to be a witness if a cop is going to put his hands on anybody, especially a high school young adult. You see what I'm saying? Now, Hanshaw's fired. Hanshaw got fired last week, 10 days ago, something like that, 2 weeks ago. I made this video 2 years ago. 1 year and 10 months ago, this video was made. This is an excerpt of multiple videos that the editor is cutting together so you guys can understand the entire trip of Ironton and what all that pertained to. So he goes and does a welfare check on a kid in a car, and he chokes him and takes him to jail. The question for me, for the Ironton parents, is why has it taken 2 years to get rid of Hanshaw? If my kid was in that high school, I would have taken Hanshaw to task big time. And I went there and I did take him to task. And the announcement I made 3 weeks ago, I believe, is a very big reason why Hanshaw was fired. And that's where Hanshaw's trouble begins, because that's wrong. There needs to be a witness if a cop is going to put his hands on anybody, especially a high school young adult.
And so tell me about the women that they slept with.
Yeah, I've straight seen this one woman. I guess she had prior sexual with Hanshaw, And she would always say, like, hey, so you remember picking me up on your crotch rocket? You remember what I can do to you? And I watched him one time get her out of the cell and take her in the utility closet. And when she came back, she told us they had sex. And he gave her cigarettes and stuff like that. I watched it.
So just so you know, the voice was changed. You can't, it sounds like a man. It was actually a woman who was in jail when Hanshaw was in the jail.
And I watched him one time get her out of the cell.
So Hanshaw was working in the jail before he was working at the school, but when he beat up Larry Kinsler, you saw that video.
And take her in the utility closet. And when she came back, she told us they had sex. And he gave her cigarettes and stuff like that. I watched it.
They are not allowed to show up and ask other people for their IDs and information just because you're there. That's
right.
illegal.
That's right.
So I wouldn't give him my information.
That's
and
right.
He said, it's okay, Krista Jamarco. You got a warrant. And he puts me in
The torture cuffs.
In the evening of
He puts her in the torture cuffs. So now, make sure you guys get over and watch American Patriot and watch from episode 1. The channel was demonetized by YouTube. So I'm literally just paying in to be able to present to you guys what happened in Ironton. And it's expensive, but I'm doing it anyway. I saw Pistol Pete Rex in here earlier. Pistol Pete, where you at, bro? Where are you, P Rex? What's going on? Jaquez, Stanley. Was anybody here yesterday? Did anybody see the video that I made yesterday? Let me pull that up. I want to show just a couple minutes of this video that I produced yesterday covering live stream. Okay. Let's just watch 2 minutes of this real quick to refresh you guys. If you guys were not here yesterday, this video has a lot of validity because what I'm going to do right now, oops, sorry about that. You can't see it, huh? What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring on Hendry. His name's actually Craig. I'm going to bring on Hendry, and we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to meet with Hendry because, like I said, when I saw his story and that he had exposed the mayor for giving a guy transferring the property and then giving him $250,000 to build, and then he makes the money. A great big, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I saw what the channel called Hendry had done. His name is Craig. And so I covered it. I'm going to show you a couple minutes of this, and then I'm going to bring Craig on to the live stream, and I'm going to ask him to explain to us what I explained and what we don't know. Welcome, everybody. Let you invoke your fifth driver.
Greg, come here. What? Come here. I don't want to come any closer to the scene, man. What's up? Turn around real quick. You're being detained. For what?
You can't. You can't. You're going to physically assault us because we want to see the clerk of court? Are you really doing this? Because we trying to see this. How you try to talk to people? You fucking thug. Oh, what's going on here? Oh my. You didn't know this? Yeah, I wanted to see the clerk. Did he? He's got that. So that's not absolutely. Somebody's thinking a legal order. It wasn't a legal order.
You filmed this angle, told you to rock into court, and you can't hold me in contempt of court when I'm outside the courtroom. I'm not coming into court.
He says you can't hold me in contempt of court when I'm not inside the courtroom. And listen to what the judge says.
Because you filmed this angle, told you to rock into court, and you can't hold me in contempt of court when I'm outside the courtroom.
Bring him in the courtroom then. And then they arrest him there. And so then we get into the reason. So Hendry is being charged with a felony for stalking a public official.
There's no building not going.
But that's not what the whole thing's actually about.
Yes. We give them a deed. They get a deed and it's recorded here. So there's no building not going on the city property before it's turned over to the developer.
is the attorney for the city of Clinton in Indiana.
This is what this is about. Just wait what he reveals here.
And everything you just heard him say was an absolute lie. He is currently being questioned by Vermilion County Commissioner Tim Yoakum.
My question is, has the city had anyone build units on their property before the? Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
The commissioner is asking about these properties. The houses on them were built by contractor Timothy Cottrell, while the city still owned the properties. This allowed the contractor to avoid the cost of such inconveniences as buying the land and paying property taxes.
Building
Which
permits.
is probably why Scott Craig is feigning ignorance about them. But he then claims to be knowledgeable about the very area that all this happened on.
That area down around Feather.
I want to jump in and say that what I did was I actually pointed out in this video official misconduct. The mayor was providing favors to his friend, and it was contrary to zoning law in Indiana, which is a crime. I believe it's a felony. And yeah, instead of charging the people that I provided proof committed a crime, they charged me with stalking the person I did the report on. All right.
So there it is right there. And now I want to welcome Craig from the channel Hendry. Craig, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Chille. Thanks for having me on. Doing all right. Yourself?
Doing great, dude. I'm, just pointing out the tyranny across the country.
Yeah. It's endless.
Did you see the video and the way that I covered your story yesterday? I did it as quick as I could in 45 minutes. What was my reporting on your activism? Was I correct in my reporting? Did I get anything wrong?
Yeah, you were correct, man. I am being persecuted and prosecuted to, with a law that I'm not done anything anywhere near, meeting the essential elements of that charge. It's all just in an attempt to say, look, you come here, you run stories on us, you will face consequences. And you know what that's all about. I mean, it's not anything foreign to people in our line of work, right? These people just come and they attack us simply because we're a nuisance to them. That it's funny. I want to point this out right as soon as I come on, that in the charge, in the language for the IC code, it says that a person a potential victim has to feel frightened, intimidated, threatened, or terrorized, right? And see, I know that the people that, like all public officials, they all feel frightened when a camera comes around, but it's not because they're afraid they're in any physical danger. It's because they know exactly how they act, and all of the activities that they partake in are potentially a danger to them. They could potentially land them in legal trouble. So that's really what they're scared of. They're not scared of anything to do with me. They know I'm peaceful.
Right. But you exposed that Guilfoyle was his name, correct? Mayor Guilfoyle. He had done the favor of Tim Kochner, I believe is his name.
Yeah.
Now, he transferred $1 million worth of land from the city to Tim. Is that correct?
Well, it really depends, because before they transferred it, it was essentially worthless because a man owned the property. He bought it with the intent of building on it before. His name was Kevin Kiger. And the mayor, Jack Guilfoyle, for a good number of years, 4 or 5 years, told the guy, look, you can't build on your own property. Then the guy said, all right, well, I can't build on my own property. I might as well just stop paying the taxes on it. It's too expensive. So he stops paying it. They take it from him. They give it to their friend, this Timothy Cottrell. And then they tell him, hey, don't worry about these permits. Don't worry about, any restrictions on building. You go ahead and do whatever you want. And then, as you said in your coverage of it, $250,000 got reallocated suspiciously. And that is, it's questionable. We don't know exactly where that went, but they did admit that it got allocated to the area that Tim built his houses on for sidewalks. And if you play back the video, we don't see any sidewalks.
Is there a way to FOIA the appropriations and see where that appropriations is another fancy way of saying where the money was distributed to? Is there a way to find out where those appropriations went?
I did all of the necessary and appropriate FOIA requests with the city. they were denied. I appealed those denials to the public access counselor, which is the first step in the process. But then the public access counselor backed them up on a few of them, saying that some of my requests weren't particular enough to, satisfy the requirements of the law, saying that because I was asking for building permits for the past 6 years for one individual, that it was far too much. It was far too burdensome for them to provide that. And so my request just got denied outright. And now I am trespassed from Clinton City Hall, right? The judge in this case has ordered you're not allowed to go back to that city hall, not for a public meeting, not to do public records requests, not to ask questions of public officials, essentially denying me my rights under color of law before I've ever had a trial, which is a violation of my due process. So
are you going to go back to a city council meeting anyway?
I am not, because this is really felony charges, and I want to deal with this first. I know that I'm going to beat it. I mean, I know that.
So essentially though, I'm sorry for interrupting. I want the people to hear something here. Craig is a freedom fighter. Craig has been around for a while, and he has pointed out the corruption in the town. And now the corrupt officials that he's investigated and he's exposed on camera, now the judge is saying he can't go back to the city council meeting. And Craig would go back anyway, but he has children and he's got a lady and he has a life. And these are felony charges. And if you violate your bond, the bond stipulation when you get out of jail, the judge can hold you in that dungeon for as long as he wants. He could hold you in the dungeon till your trial for the felony. And then you can't fight against mount a proper defense for the felony if you're in a dungeon. You can't. Your kids don't have a father. You don't have your partner. And then you're facing more fines and fees and possibly even more charges. So from the videos I've watched of Craig, typically he would just defy that and go in there and say, F you, you're not taking my rights. But they've essentially disabled a freedom fighter. Am I accurate here, Craig?
So what the deal is essentially in this case, when I went and I told the judge, look, I'm not going to be able to follow any of your conditions. He didn't put any bond conditions on my bond. He just said, you pay the bond, just come back to court. But in Indiana, what it is, and I don't even have, what it is there's a protective order in the criminal case. So she filed for a protective order herself, and then she never showed up to court. So that got dismissed. So now they filed the criminal charges as stalking, and they put a protective order on me in that case. So if I went back to the city hall, I wouldn't just get my bond revoked. I would get a new charge of
violating protective order,
privacy, or it's something ridiculous.
So then let me play it out for the crowd. So the woman filed a protective order against Craig, but she didn't want to go to court. She didn't want to be inconvenienced to having to go to court. So what happens is the DA, who's working with the judge and with the mayor, they call her up and they go, listen, you know what we're going to do? We're going to charge him with felony stalking. And inside of the felony stalking charge, we're going to put a protective order in there anyway. So you don't got to go to court. Don't worry about it. We got him. Does that sound about accurate?
Yeah. And I don't know exactly what's going to happen when she does have to show up to court. The next step is depositions for her. And she, let's just put it like this. In the statute, it also calls for a reasonable person to have to feel a certain type of way. And let's just say that she does not fit that description.
Well, to sign up to the pig force or to the Death Star of government, you really have to be a demon underneath of that skin. You're a lizard person, like Alex Jones calls them, right?
Yeah. I mean, and I really think it's true. I really think that they are the face of evil in this country. These people are. I mean, everybody hates the villains in all those movies, like you're talking about. They hate the people on the Death Star, but when it comes to City Hall or it comes to the courthouse, they fail to see it. These are the evil people of our world. It's absolutely atrocious what they're doing to me, what they're doing to you, what they're doing to hundreds of activists all around the country.
And you have another case, right, in Kentucky? Are you being charged with a felony or a misdemeanor there?
A misdemeanor there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being charged with disorderly conduct, which carries 1 year in jail, and criminal trespass, which is a ticket, I guess. I guess it doesn't carry any jail time. But this is actually funny. This is the exact. You were in Ironton, Ohio, when those corrupt individuals really, really attacked you atrociously, and they kidnapped you. I was right across the river. That area, Catlettsburg, that I was arrested in, That's right across the river, right there. And they're the same. It's the same culture, same kind of people. They saw me filming and they just arrested me on the spot. It was, and you showed it in that video. It was the old guy where I called him an effing thug, and he just laughs and put me in handcuffs.
Right.
And it's,
And
yeah,
you got arrested in the court building for filming in the lobby before you even went through the metal detectors?
yeah. I didn't even go through we were arrested in the foyer, the entrance foyer. So it was, we didn't even really, we didn't get past the metal detector, and we were pushed. I was pushed out the first set of doors by the armed thug. And then when I called him what he was, he got so offended that I have to fight criminal charges. And right now I'm armed with nothing but a public defender. And look, I don't know. I don't want to, slander the girl and say that she's an evil person. From what I can tell, she seems like she's representing me just as well as she's been told.
The public pretender is what you're talking about right now, right?
Yeah. And she is, and that's what they're commonly known as, and for good reason, because their job is to get you a guilty plea, and that makes the state's job easier. It makes their job easier. Everybody gets a paycheck. You get a criminal record. That's what the deal is.
When is that court date coming up in Kentucky? How far away is that?
That's February 12th at 1 p.m.
February 12th at 1 p.m. It's February 3rd now. What do you guys think? And what do you guys think, Team DLZ? We should get him a real attorney. We should get this man a real attorney, not a public pretender, at least for the Kentucky case. And if I was to hold a fundraiser and help Craig hire a real attorney, a reputable attorney who has a real name, would you guys be willing to chip in on a fundraiser for that? How many people here? Put a 1 in the chat if you'd be willing to put in 5, 10, 20, $100, whatever you have. If you would be willing to donate some money, and I'll put a fund together for him this next week. And I think that we would probably look at, maybe it's the Saturday the 3rd, probably do a fundraiser for him Wednesday or Thursday of next week. And that's Sunday the 4th, Monday the 5th, Tuesday the 6th, Wednesday the 7th. Wednesday the 7th, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Why don't, hey, would you mind, Craig, if we put a fundraiser together for you to hire a real attorney, maybe Wednesday?
Man, that would be a real blessing, because I'm going to tell you guys, I've been going to court for this over and over. And the last court date I went to was October 2023. I told him, I said, this has gone on for too long. I'm not happy with what's going on. The judge looked at me. He said, you understand the state is willing to dismiss the charges. All you have to do is admit that they had a reason to. I said, I understand, but I'm not willing to do that. This needs to be set for trial ASAP. And all that they did was set me my next court date for February 12th, 2024. 4 months out, almost 5 months, considering the date. And I really just don't feel, how it feels. And
I do. I know exactly. And so you have that, and do you have children?
Yes, I've got a young son. I've got a 5-year-old, and then we've got a child on the way. We don't know the gender yet, but we've got a child on the way. Me and my girlfriend do. How far along pregnant is she? She's just 15 weeks just now.
So you have a 15 week fetus you got a bun in the oven, as they used to say.
Yes.
And you have a 5-year-old son. And then what other work do you do? What kind of job do you do around there?
Well, I mean, I raise my son, and then obviously I go around and I do as much work as I can activist wise. But recently I've been going to jail a whole lot, and then they took my license from me. I just recently got it revalidated. So the plan is that me and Ty have been going around collecting a little bit of footage. I don't know if you're aware, but CH and Ty was my old name for Hendry, the channel. So me and Ty are going out and collecting footage for a new iteration of CH and Ty as a channel. And
so your job is being an activist. That's what you do.
Yeah,
for a living.
Literally full time. This is my full time occupation.
We want you on that wall. We need you on that wall.
Yeah, and I'll announce it here first. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go on a live stream later today as well and announce it. But I'll announce it here first. So everyone here gets to hear it, that today a motion to dismiss that was filed by me and argued by my attorney was denied by the court. And the arguments in the court were absolutely atrocious. And I'm going to tell you, there were like 10 people there in support of me that were all there. And they could all verify what happened. I mean, and I'd be surprised if in some way it didn't come out. Like some sort of record of it didn't come out. But their only argument against my motion to dismiss was that I didn't file it correctly.
You got to be kidding. You know, it's happened to me, man. You know, I do a lot of pro se work for myself, and I constantly am getting cheated by the judges, and that's why I've hired an attorney here in Nevada, and I'm not bringing an attorney on in California just yet, and I haven't brought an attorney on in Ohio yet. These are the 3 active lawsuits that I have right now, but I'm considering bringing on an attorney in Ohio, and I'm considering bringing on an attorney in California. But the California is a tort lawsuit, and it's not against officials, it's against people. So I may continue to handle the California one, but I may hire an attorney for my Ohio federal case, depending. It's already been dismissed by the federal judge. My Ironton case has been dismissed by the federal judge. You saw it. You saw it. I broke that town wide open. And so the judge dismissed my case. And so now I'm fighting through appeals to try to get my case back because I was wrongfully arrested, wrongfully prosecuted, wrongfully persecuted, just like Craig is dealing with right now. Yeah. So I think between now and Wednesday, we can put some things together and find a reputable attorney and try to get a name attorney. And then we can do a fundraiser for you on Wednesday day. Do you have time? Wednesday day? I say maybe East Coast, West Coast. I think we start in the morning. East Coast time I think we start at 9:00 in the morning, noon Pacific time, 9 a.m. East Coast time. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that sounds great to me. And as far as reputable attorneys goes, I know that I talked to one as soon as the case got opened against me. And I know that I really, really am a big fan of the guy. And you interviewed him, actually. Mm-hmm. And he gave me a price of many months ago. And he said that was a solid price. And mm-hmm. That's Larry Foreman. He's the DUI guy.
Kentucky.
And he told me a price on that. And he said that if I got him $6,000 in one way or another, he would represent me. And he said, I don't want to tell you what he said, but he said, it's no problem.
You're going to beat this.
It's no problem at all. I mean, this is the work of Nazis. That's what we'll say.
It absolutely is. Larry is the DUI guy on YouTube. You guys can look him up. He's got a great channel. I watch all of his videos. I've seen all of his videos. I brought him on. I interviewed him to see if I was saying the same things and principles of law that he would say as a trained attorney. I'm autodidactic. I learned everything online myself. So Larry's willing to take your case, and we got to come up with $6,000. And knowing attorneys, as well as I have been involved with attorneys for so many years because I've had to hire so many to defend my own charges against me before I was on social media. So I think, we could probably get a deal and probably get that cut down into sections and payments. I think we could probably do that.
Yeah, Larry's a real reasonable guy. And he told me he didn't think that what happened was right either. So I know that it's not like he doesn't see, what's gone on here. It's because, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you've got the video in your live stream. What happened was just, it was short and it was ridiculous. I mean, what happened was I just called this cop an effing thug.
I just showed it.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And his ego just got so bruised. He said, going to jail, and they locked me up, and they, it was weird. They tried to book me in as a John Doe, and it was a Friday, and it's even on the paperwork, and we've got pictures of the paperwork, and it was, they have it written in John Doe. And I told him, I looked at the guy in the eyes, and I was appealing to his humanity, because he was told by his superior, the guy who was writing the report, book him in as John Doe. And I looked at the guy, I said, look at me, Richard. I said, I'm telling you right now, my name is Craig Hendry. And he's like, well, he told me to write it as John Doe. I was like, well, I'm telling you my name is Craig Hendry. You should write it in as Craig Hendry. That's not right. that you don't write it in as Craig Henry. And luckily, he wrote it in as Craig Henry.
Or
And
you
I
would have
got
been
out
in jail for a long time.
for at least
The weekend.
72 hours.
At least.
Yes.
Wow, that's horrible.
Yeah, and luckily enough, my friend was close by, and my friend Durand, who's a great supporter of the movement in general and just freedom, he came and bonded me out at the time, and it was I was lucky.
There was a guy in Ironton named Corey who I never met before, didn't know him, came down and put up the $1,500 to get me out of the dungeon in Ironton. I immediately paid him back. It took a couple of days of, doing a fundraiser because we're not rich, and so that's what it took. But we've actually, and if we do a fundraiser to pay Larry on Wednesday, he's a very reputable guy. It'll make it a lot easier to raise those funds because everybody knows Larry. There's no doubt that everybody knows who Larry is. So let's lock that in. It's going to be 9 a.m. East Coast time on Wednesday, noon Pacific time on Wednesday. We're going to do a fundraiser for Craig Henry to raise the $6,000 for Larry. And we probably only have to raise 2 or 3 of that to start off with. And listen, for those of you who are like, oh, Larry should do this for free. Listen, when you have a court case, there is so much work. And if a lawyer like Larry does work for free, then that means he's not making any income. And he's not making any income, then those are income that he could be making. So it's double the cost. Money he would be making, and instead he's working for free. So he's losing the money he would be making, and he's not making any money. So
that's right. And not to mention, Boyd County is quite a ways out of his ways. I mean, the price he quoted me, he told me that it was quite cheap for him.
My God. Oh my God.
He said that for that distance, he said that it's.
I said it wrong. Sorry about that. Cope dog. Okay. So that's noon Eastern time. It'll be noon Eastern time, everybody. And it'll be 9 a.m. And I have a nonprofit organization. So any donations to the nonprofit, I can give you a receipt. My nonprofit's now done. I wasn't going to reveal it until we have everything in place. The name of my nonprofit is We Support People. And so when you send in your Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, that connects directly to my nonprofit organization. And a lot of nonprofits, they work on this it's like a 40-60 scale or a 33-67 scale, where up to a third or a quarter of the money that the nonprofit raises goes to administration fees, goes to red tape, and then 60 or 70% of the money goes out to people who need the money. My nonprofit, 100% of the money goes to the people who need the money, 100%. And when I file my taxes for the nonprofit in 2025, I will show you guys my receipts. That 100% of the money, I paid the fees, I paid the filing fee, and it's $1,500 that I already paid to get the nonprofit done. So this will be the first nonprofit that I do, and I'm going to send out an email blast on Monday and Tuesday to try to get that nonprofit funded before we do the fundraiser on Wednesday. And then we'll do a live fundraiser at noon Eastern time and 9 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you, Craig?
That sounds great, man. And I saw Felicia Lampasi in the comments say she'll donate 1,000. I mean, thank you for that, Felicia. That's incredible.
Felicia, don't send that yet. Let me get you the Cash App, the Venmo, and the PayPal for the nonprofit. Felicia's a huge supporter of the channel. She's an absolute doll. Oh, Leon just threw in 100. So Leon, I can only put 50% of that in because Craig will tell you they take a huge chunk. So I'll put 60. I'll put 60
Thanks
of that in.
a whole lot though, Leon. That's absolutely great.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So let me get my Venmo, PayPal, Cash App set up for the nonprofit. And Leon, thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. So now we're at least 60 or $60 there. I'll put 60% in. I got hosed on this a couple of years ago, Henry, when I was in Ironton and I raised in Youngstown. I raised over $10,000 for a victim, and I gave her all of the money.
Yeah.
And then I was $4,000 upside down. And I had given, and no one knows this. No one knows this. I've never told this whole story. Remember when I first started on the scene, Henry, and I had my trifold, but it looked different than this.
Oh yeah.
Nobody was really buying them. So I was calling my factory, just send one to this person, send one to this person. I gave out so many trifolds. I was $5,000 upside down. And then I didn't know that the YouTube China scheme where they take 40 or 50% of the money And so then all the money that came in super chats, I gave her all of the money. I was over $9,000 upside down, and nobody knew it.
Man.
And everybody's talking about how much money I was making in Ironton, Ohio. And I was like, I didn't have the, ego, pride, whatever, but I didn't want to tell everybody, actually,
Right.
I'm almost $10,000 negative right now.
Yeah.
And then I got arrested and did a fundraiser, and I raised like $3,500 or something. I was still over $5,000 upside down, negative, overdrawn. And so I couldn't tell anybody because I'm the leader in this little community of people who are dying for someone to come in and be a leader. And then to tell everybody, oh, by the way, I'm upside down $6,000 right now.
Right.
I couldn't
and we
couldn't tell
both
anybody.
know, man, when you pick a fight, or when the state picks a fight with you, because let's be honest, exercising our rights isn't picking a fight with anybody.
Right.
So when the state picks a fight with you, I don't care how much resources you have, they will drain. They are leeches, and they drain everything, and they will drain those resources from you. This is the way they do it. And I mean, a lot of people think YouTube is a super lucrative business. You can attest in the past few months, it's become an increase or a decreasingly lucrative business.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's getting paid almost anything anymore, especially making state related videos. So
YouTube will demonetize if you say the word Mary Jane, video's demonetized. If you in any way, shape, or form show any kind of police beating on someone else, demonetized. My editor that I have now, now he's so meticulous about covering. So you see a video and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And it cuts to the video and you just see blurry. You just see, you see like silhouettes of things doing this, but you can't tell what's happening because YouTube China doesn't want to show that our government has turned completely tyrannical against us. The only thing they're not doing is attacking us block by block by block, like they do in Australia when they stripped all their gun rights. But in the event that they do that, I highly recommend that every single person in America forms militias on their blocks to make sure that the government doesn't turn tyrannical, but also in case we get invaded by a foreign government, because as you guys know, we're now entering into World War III. We're entering into World War III in the Middle East. And so how do we know that we're not going to be attacked by a foreign government? You should form a militia on your block and make sure you're prepared in case the Shitsbekistans start raining down, or the Chinese, or the Canadians even.
or anybody. And if we do have a World War III, I don't even think that there's much evidence to say that it wouldn't be fought right here. I mean, we're becoming an increasingly poor country, and our government is increasingly less effective at controlling the population. I don't see any reason why we're not a great target for other countries.
I think so too. So Cope Dog's got to get the flock out of here. Cope, I'll see you Wednesday, brother. I'll see you on Wednesday. All right, Craig, anything else that you want to say? And I'll see you on Wednesday. I'm going to send you a StreamYard link. I'm going to create the thing for it. And oh man, I don't want to be, I just got my paperwork for my nonprofit and I don't even have the actual EIN number yet. So I just got everything done and I'm waiting for LegalZoom to send me all the stuff. Hopefully it's all done. If not, I'll just take donations and I'll apply it to my nonprofit because I'm not keeping a dime of this, man. I'm going to help you. And if you got Larry lined out, the DUI lawyer, to take your case, that really helps. Maybe I can get Larry on the line as well on Wednesday or Thursday. Hopefully we'll just do it Wednesday. We'll keep it to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get Larry on the line. And maybe he'll come on the live stream as well because he's a very reputable lawyer. And if you watch the DUI channel, that guy's court cases, he is a tiger in that courtroom, right?
Yeah, and very transparent. So the whole case will be out there. But all that I want to say, Chille, is thank you to you and thank you to all your supporters and my supporters in the chat. I see Jerome Schaus. Thank you for your support in there. He goes to my court dates.
Does he?
Yes, and thank you to everybody that's got eyes on this and that's bringing attention to it, because I can't express how scared I would be I'm scared right now of these people. Just because I'm standing up doesn't mean I'm scared. But if there wasn't hundreds of people that saw it and saw what I was going through, it would be exponentially more scary. So thank you for bringing eyes to this.
Yeah, and bring your people on for Wednesday. Make an announcement, make a short, and let them know that it'll be noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Because if he wants $6,000, we should probably come up with about 2 or 3. If we come up with 2, I have a very good reputation. Everybody knows I don't bullshit. I do exactly what I say. So if we only come up with 2, then we could still probably work it out with Larry, but we should come up with half is what I'm thinking on Wednesday.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. So I think I'll look forward to that. There's a question in the track. Boyd County, Kentucky. Yes, Boyd County, Kentucky. But Chille, thank you for having me.
I don't read the comments, bro.
That's yeah. I don't when I'm streaming either, man. It's just too much to pay attention to.
No, and I get a troll in there, and then people start fighting about stupid shit. If Team DLZ, if any of my team that have been with me for years,
yeah,
if I see some consternation in the chat where 2 or 3 people are saying, "Hey, Chille, address this," then I look at the chat. But I try to just not worry about what people think or say, because there's so many people who are thinking and saying, but what we're doing is doing. And so I try not to get too involved in what the naysayers will say, or even you get your head too big because you're just a regular person. You can go to the dungeon right now.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, I just went a few days ago, and I know that with the way that America is today, it probably won't be long before they find another reason to kidnap me for literally doing nothing to anybody again. So, and I'm sure that it'll be the same for everybody else.
What about Jack Guilfoyle, the mayor with Tim? Has there been any sort of internal investigation or any sort of external investigation on Guilfoyle just transferring land? And what about the previous landowner, Kevin? Has the previous landowner had a problem with what he's seeing? And have you have you interviewed the previous landowner, sat him down knee to knee and had that conversation?
Yeah, I talked with him off the record, and I mean, he certainly had opinions about it, but I think that I don't really want to go in and talk about it. But
sure, you don't have to. I'm just asking
what he went through. I noticed that the city actually had. So Kevin owned that part of property, but then right to the right of that property on the map, he owns his house. That's his house, and he lives there. And it's cut into 3 different lots on the GIS survey, which is how you determine who owns what pieces of land in the county. It said that the city owned a portion of his house, right? So I go looking at this city property, and I see Kevin's house. I'm like, dude, what is this? Anyways, it was this way, and he was, I guess, not paying property taxes because the city had ownership of this land, right? And it was helping him out, I guess, temporarily. That's why he wanted to stay off the record. Well, anyways, after I ran the story, they gave the land back to him, and he's got to pay the taxes on it again. And Guilfoyle I've reported it to the commissioners of the county because they're in charge of the land in Indiana. And the commissioner told me, he said, look, we'll look into this. But he hasn't looked into anything. Nobody's looked into anything.
When is the commissioner meetings?
All the time, man. All the time. I don't know exactly when the next one is, but
I'll get up there maybe this summer. I can't stand the cold, and I have to go up to Michigan for Press with Rankers case in March. And so I'm dreading that. Not because I don't want to help Press, but because I hate the cold. I mean, I hate the cold like I hate the cold like I hate the cold.
I understand that. Well, yeah, come on down this summer, man. I mean, with the way these people operate, we've got trial set for March. Everybody knows what the state's going to do. They're probably going to take their 3 continuances. So case will probably still be open. They say they're not going to continue anything, but they will.
And so you have until March for the other one. And then what kind of representation do you have set up for that case?
So for that case, we've got a lady who represented me in the Vigo County case, which was a police scanner case. And
there's another case?
Oh, there's 4 open cases right now. 2 of them are going to be dismissed by May. She represented me in the one that's going to be dismissed in April. And I like her. She's quite aggressive when it comes to, what she wants to say and do in the courtroom. And the way that she argued my motion to dismiss, if she could basically just repeat that in front of a jury, I don't think that, they'll have any trouble understanding what the deal is. Because it's so open and shut. It's not even like I did something questionable. Like, it's not even like I did something to where someone would look at it and say, oh, maybe he's guilty of stalking. No, it came nowhere near that. It was, I went into the city hall, asked multiple questions or attempted to ask questions, And I filed public records requests that got denied in the end. And I went through the appellate process and they got denied in the end of that. And yeah, I mean, that,
So
and
all
then
these
I'm trespassed.
all these cases where you're being charged with crimes, how many children have you beaten?
None.
How many women have you sexually assaulted?
None.
And how many felony burglaries have you done?
0.
Banks have you robbed?
None.
Surely there's a babe weeping in the streets from what you did.
No, no victim at all, as a matter of fact, that I can see.
You punched the mailman, didn't you?
No.
All right, Craig, thanks for coming on, man. We'll see you Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern time. We're doing a fundraiser. We're going to raise at least $2 or $3 grand. I'm not going to sit on here live until I raise it. And let me do the e-begging. I'm just going to tell your story again on Wednesday, and I'll do all the e-begging. I'm the best e-beggar on all of YouTube because I have zero pride when it comes to fighting for freedom fighters and raising that money for. And just so you guys know, when I run for governor, I'll be asking you for money again. And I'm never going to stop asking you to give your money up so that we can fight back against this corrupt, tyrannical, jackboot thug pig system.
You
All
going for governor in Nevada, Chille?
I don't know. I have till the end of this year to make a decision. I do have I have been in Nevada for the past year off and on pretty much a lot. I've been in California as well, trying to split time between those two places. And it depends on how bad Newsom F's it up and how good my Spanish can be if I go and spend a month in Colombia and I really work hard on my Spanish, because the Latino vote in California over the next 12 years is going to shift the demographic that Latinos will be voted in California. And I am Jose. So I'm hoping, but Nevada is very small. There's only 3 different demographics here: North Las Vegas, Henderson, and then Reno. But Henderson, North Las Vegas, and Vegas are all in one area. So, and the current governor of Nevada is an ex-pig, and crime here is out of control. And I have a solution for crime that I haven't quite, I have not shown it yet. But when I show my solution for crime, I think people are going to be really interested in that, because people don't want crime, and neither do I. So I don't know yet, Craig. I don't know yet. I'm so
well. Hey, whatever you choose to do, best of luck to you, man. And you have my support in it. So with that, we'll see you on Wednesday.
See you Wednesday. Later, Craig.
All right, take care, brother.
Bye, buddy. So that's Craig Hendry from the channel Hendry, and he's he's a full-time activist, full-time. So that's going to be Wednesday. Look up Larry Foreman. He's the DUI guy here on. We'll just look together real quick. So this is the guy that Hendry is going to hire. So this is the DUI guy, and this is the guy that Hendry has lined up to hire this person. So what we'll do is we'll do the funds for him. I mean, he's got 357,000 subscribers and 1,000 videos. He's no joke. And then his shorts are just so absolutely awesome.
Mr. Foreman said,
what's so important about this case? As you heard from the prosecutor, a person was drinking, it's a fact. He got behind the wheel, it's a fact. He got stopped, it's a fact. And now he should be punished for it. Simple, right? Not quite. This case is not just about my client, Mr. Simmons. This case concerns the entire community. He failed to signal as he was approaching his house. So the lights went on right as he was pulling in to his driveway. Lieutenant McLeod will admit to the fact that he ran his tags, he ran his license, he ran his registration. He was
boom. That's the guy. I mean, that's the guy, y'all. That's the guy. That is absolutely the guy. And so let's get him. Let's get him. Let's get him for. Let's get him for Craig. Let's get him. Let's do it. You got your 5A cop card. Right on, man. Ordered my 5A cop card. Can't wait to get it. I need it bad. Right on. So I'll just reiterate today's special. If you guys want the 5th Amendment cop card, which is a lot like a driver's license, a credit card, it's like that. You get 2 of them. You get the driver and the non-driver. This one's the driver card. The green screen messes it up a little bit, so you guys can't see that. My logo's on a green screen. And then if you get a trifold, the $20 trifold that I sell on my website, deletelaws.com, then I give you the 5th Amendment cop card for free. Or you have to tell me in the notes of your order, do you want the 5th Amendment cop card for free, or do you want another trifold? I'll give you 2 trifolds, or I'll give you a trifold plus a Fifth Amendment cop card. You get 2 of them. I just don't have 2 in my hand right now. So let me know what you wanted in your order. Just let me know. Put it right in the notes. Chille, can I get an extra trifold? You already ordered the $20 trifold, so I'm going to add another one. Or you say, hey, Chille, can I get the pair of those Fifth Amendment cop cards? And then I'll put a pair of cop cards in your envelope. And you guys know I took overall shipping, so I do it all. So if your order gets messed up. Oh, and then some envelopes came back. Give me 4 seconds here. Oh, sorry. Didn't see you. Poor Charlie. So these envelopes here, from people who ordered trifolds or Fifth Amendment cop cards, they came back, and that's going to be Maria Z in California. Maria Z, your trifold came back to me. It's going to be Charles H in Brown Deer, Wisconsin. Charles H, your trifold came back. Christopher Adams in Kentucky, your trifold came back. David Muncie is the name. Your trifold came back. Jermaine Russell in New Mexico. You got, there's that's thick. There's a couple trifolds in there, and there's at least 2 pair of cop cards in there. Jermaine Russell in New Mexico. You got 2 trifolds and 2 cop cards that came back. Kevin W in Alabama. That's a trifold and a cop card. Alfonso. Isn't that funny? I said the name Alfonso earlier. Alfonso A in Henderson, Nevada. Alfonso A. And inside of here, Alfonso, you got 2 cop cards and you have 1 trifold. That's what's missing in here. That's what you're missing, Alfonso. And there's one more that I don't have the envelope, but I don't want to run around and try to find it right now. And plus I stepped on Charlie's tail because I couldn't see, it was so dark. And so he cried. You guys hear him yelp? I'm not sure if you heard him yelp or not. Anyway, all right, listen, Basil, so good to see you, man. What's going on, brother? Basil. When Basil's not here, we notice it, don't we? He always adds a lot. Bruce, what's going on, my friend? Roger, everybody do me a favor. Type in that comment section for me. OTVO. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Do me a favor. Jay Abate, he subscribed to the activist channels. I appreciate that, man. Javro has a double XL hoodie, brand new in New York, $40. If you're in New York, there's no shipping, $40. So you guys can reach out to me and ask me where Javro is in New York. I think he's in New York City. And so $40. And they're $55 on my website plus shipping. If you could get a We Don't Stop sweatshirt for $40, that's just over my cost. So get that. Citizens Cooperative. Good to see you, my friend. Wyatt Elder. It's always good to see you, brother. Always good to see you. Mark is in here. Dixon is in here. Eagle Eye Liberty. What's going on, my friend? OTVO. Right there. Tracy's in the room. What is going on? Buckaroo. How are you? Chevy. What's going on, Chevy? How you doing? April. How are you, dear? What's going on with April? How are things? Rip. What is going on? Hopefully some of the people who are missing their trifolds are in the room, or they at least hear that I called out their names. John, how are you? Avery Flowers. Avery, man, did you see Iowa got upset? Did you see that? Iowa got beat by Michigan in a duel. Crazy. I haven't seen the tournament. I haven't seen the duel yet, but I'm going to watch it. Dre Day, what's going on? Pepperbox, North Carolina. What is going on? How are you? Kurt, what is going on? What's the matter, you? All right, I will get the flock out of here. If I didn't say your name, who am I missing? I'm missing Bruce. I'm missing David. V. Boyer was here earlier. I'm missing Chevy. I got Chevy up here. He's always there. Mikey. I didn't see Mikey in here today. And I got to get the flock out of here. Listen, you guys, thanks for coming. I'll see you guys. I'll see you tomorrow most likely, but if not, I'll see you on Wednesday. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you on the next one. Later, Gators.